And, oh goodness, this is the biggest thing I am going to be doing for my channel for at least, I don't even know, for maybe, for a good while. This is my playthrough of Batman Arkham Knight. And I plan on doing everything for this game. Everything from, obviously, the main story, to all the side missions, including Riddler. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I plan to do it. DLC, I will be tackling probably not AR challenges, but that would probably be one exception, but other than that, I think I'll be pretty much tackling everything. So, I'm going to start a new profile. Hence, sure, speakers. Alright, let's use headphones, I guess. Subtitles, yes. Alright. I guess for hearing impaired viewers. Alright. Autosave. Okay. Alright, so the way I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this Let's Play necessarily. I'm going to live stream it. I'm live streaming it on YouTube right now, obviously, as you probably already figured out. But the thing is, I don't know how this is eventually going to end up. I don't know. It depends on I want this to go as perfect as possible. So, depending on how it goes, I will either end up using video clip. I can do it a short way by just using, YouTube streaming and then just having that be uploaded, which hopefully that will probably happen because that would be way less stressful on me and everything. But if I have to, I guess I'll go ahead. If you might notice a notification popping up from the right side or the left side of my screen, kind of towards the top left part of your screen. If not, that part might be blurred out, but either way you're going to be seeing something there. That means I'm starting a video clip. So every 15 minutes I'm going to be starting a new one of those video clips. So if the live stream ends up not really meeting my expectations, then I'm going to swap over to video clips, I'm going to edit them together, and then I'm just going to make edit them together to make like a 20 or 30 minute long part, and then just do it that way. Obviously it's going to be way longer Let's Play if I end up doing it that way, but opposed to like an hour an episode, but I don't know. So, alright, so I will be tackling the main story, of course. The Arkham episodes, I have all the current Arkham episodes. I've purchased the season pass, so, I'm good. Now, New Game Plus. New Game Plus isn't on here. You have to beat the story once to beat normal story to unlock that. Now, will I be doing New Game Plus? Yeah, I probably will. But I don't think I want you guys expecting New Game Plus. I don't think I'd expect to see New Game Plus till definitely not immediately after this playthrough. This playthrough is going to be, it's going to be nuts for me, considering how much I plan on doing with it. But so New Game Plus I'll eventually do. I don't know when I'll do it, but odds are I'm going to just, when I do New Game Plus, whenever that happens, I'll probably have a few friends, guest commentate and everything, and we'll do, all that fun stuff. So, I will be covering the Arkham episodes. I have all of them, as you can tell. These are all the current ones that have been released. Not sure when I'll do them. I'll probably do them after the story. I was thinking about doing the Harley Quinn one before I actually start the story, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and start the story, considering the fact that the reason why I was thinking of doing that was because this story pack takes place before the main story actually starts. But, I don't know. I think I'll probably do that stuff, maybe afterwards, or I think I'll do it right now, actually. Say screw it, and I'll do it anyway. So, afterwards I'll probably do, like, other, extra videos and everything for other stuff. So, for now, I think I'm just gonna start up this. Do some commentary over this.
I got a bad feeling about this. We don't have the facilities to contain someone like Poison Ivy.
We just gotta hold her for a few more hours before she gets transferred to Blackgate.
Yeah, if she doesn't tear down the Bloodhaven Police Department first.
Okay, donut dunkers. You gonna bring Ivy to me, or am I gonna have to get her myself? Have it your way.
Alright, so I have a problem I have finding things to necessarily talk about. But now, this is you might have read the description while I was talking before we started this. This is the first time you're playing as Harley Quinn in any of the Arkham games, and she's, you know, it's nice to have another playable character and everything. And with the update that's going to be is being worked on right now, and it's going to, part of it at least, it's going to be like a 2-part update, I think. You're going to be able to use all of the DLC characters and every character that's already in the game in challenge maps. So that would be nice. Just, you know, it gives more value to the extra characters.
Time, you stupid mug. We need Poison Ivy in Gotham now if our plan to destroy Batman is gonna work.
Quit squawking, Bird Brain. And remember, I'm only helping you and Scarecrow do this to kill B-Man.
My, touch a nerve, did I? Good. Now hurry up and find Ivy.
Alright. Now, the basic summary of this is,
You useless harlot. I knew we should have sent one of our men to do this job. I told Scarecrow you were nothing but trouble.
Quit your complaining, you old lady. I got a few tricks up my sleeve.
Oh, I bet you do.
Gross.
anyway. Now, the basic summary of this is, this started as a pre-order bonus, and, you know, pretty much if you pre-order the game, you got this. Anybody who pre-ordered the game got this, no matter where you got it from. It is not very long at all, which is why I'm kind of saying screw it, and it takes place before, Arkham Knight starts, the story starts anyway, so might as well. The rest of the Arkham episodes, I'm going to be taking care of from after the story. Those are going to be in, that's probably going to be almost like a different kind of playthrough.
You couldn't afford me. Besides, I'm a one-fella kind of gal.
We'll see about that.
But basically, the plot, I always try going that way. I don't know why, I always try going that way.
Be quiet. You don't want to attract too much attention.
No can do, Blubberpot. Quiet ain't in my vocabulary.
So the story of this, if you haven't maybe not pieced it together yet, is Poison Ivy by this point in time has been takes place at the Bloodhaven Police Department, and at this point in time, we're trying to break Poison Ivy out because Scarecrow, as we'll obviously tell by the main story, has been seeking revenge against Batman probably since Arkham Asylum, the events of the first game. So, he's been seeking, he's been thinking up a plan, he's been getting everything into place, and this basically is maybe not the last part, but he's basically recruiting members of the Rogues Gallery and basically just, recruiting them so they can all go against Batman at once. Because, spoilers if you haven't played Arkham City, which is the previous game to this, Joker dies. Joker dies at the end of Arkham City. So, with Joker out of the picture, basically, it's their time, and now they get to take out Batman, and they're finally gonna just, kill him, take care of it, and, get rid of him once and for all. So basically what Harley Quinn's goal here is Poison Ivy is maybe the person that's missing from the group. They have everybody else. They have Penguin, they have Two-Face, they have Riddler, and everybody else. So, I've never had that happen. I've never had any of these guys use thermobaric charges, or whatever those things are called. I don't think I've ever given them the chance to. But anyway. So, that's basically the summary. We're trying to break Poison Ivy out of this police department so we can bring her back to Scarecrow, and Scarecrow's meeting can begin. So, that's basically the summary of this. It's about as short as it sounds, and first-time players, the first time I played this, it probably took me around, maybe 15, maybe a little bit longer, but really, it didn't take me all that long. This is the first thing I did when I started up Arkham Knight. I immediately went to this because I knew this took place before Arkham Knight, the main story, and I figured it wouldn't be that long anyway, considering, it's just a kind of a small DLC to begin with. But that's been a main complaint about a good amount of the DLC that has come out for this game so far, in terms of story content, is it's too short. But that's the thing with DLC, is you have to be careful with how much content you put out, because a more recent issue I've noticed people having, now this issue has always been around, but I think it's always been around, but I've just never really noticed it until, the past year or so, is people don't like DLC because they feel it's just stuff that should have been in the game to begin with, and they're just being sold stuff that should have been, that's stuff that's in the game to begin with, and it's just being sold to them later. Now, yeah, I guess they're right, but the thing is, you could say that with anything. I mean, take The Sims, for example, on PC. You could say, well, why isn't all this stuff in the game in the first place? Well, because they're expansions. That's been a thing pretty much mainly on PC games for years. And, I don't know, it's just weird when everybody brings up the fact that, granted, DLC usually is treated differently than, say, an expansion like in The Sims, but yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, what you have to do, what people have to watch out for when they're making DLC is, you can't make it too short, because, if you make it too short, then what's the point of even making it at all? And if you make it too long, then people are going to feel like, well, this should have been in the game in the first place, and they just took it out to make me pay more money later. So, I don't know. This, to me, it's okay. I don't know, I forget how much they're charging this, because you can buy this on the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Live Marketplace, or whatever they call that now, and, oh gosh, but you can get this separately now. You get all the Arkham stories, or episodes, whatever. You can get all of them now for, alright, I apologize for that. I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, but
I told
or play at the
Scarecrow
same time.
sending you was a bad idea. Guess I'm gonna have to send one of my own men to finish the job.
Okay, I'm screwing up with these video clips. Anyway, so that's the thing with DLC though. But this is thing you really if you don't get. But one thing that's going to give more value, as I mentioned before, is they're going to be giving Arkham Knight's going to be getting an update sometime this month, and I think sometime next month. That's going to allow characters like Harley Quinn and other two characters, which in the Arkham episodes, which are Batgirl and Red Hood. That's the first time they've also made appearances in the Arkham series. So those characters are going to be playable in challenge maps, along with all the other characters that are already in the game. They're going to be available to play in any challenge map, including the DLC challenge maps that have been released, and the ones that are going to be released. But, so, that's basically the main thing we're looking forward to for this month of, stuff for this game. Let me see. Now, next thing I should probably talk about, is how Harley Quinn controls and everything. The first time I played this, it's been a really long, the first time I played this, Arkham Knight, it's been, last Arkham game we had was in 2013, and that was Arkham Origins, which, it's the lowest rated in the series, I think, but I liked it, I really liked it, and there are people that like it, there's people that despise it, or just hate it, whatever. So, I'm not one of those people. I really enjoyed Origins in 2013. So, this game was being worked on for pretty much a year and a half. Because it was originally going to come out in 2014, I think. That was when their original release date was planned. But that obviously didn't end up happening, and I better not die again. I'm just gonna freaking cartwheel everywhere. Alright. Yeah, it's her evading is not as good as, and that was a bad idea. But anyway, I'm not usually this bad at this game, I promise. But I hadn't played an Arkham game since probably 2013, because that's when the last one came out. And, ow. Anyway, that's when the last one came out. So, I might have played Origins last time in 2014, and that was probably the last time I ever did. So the point is, it had been a while since I played an Arkham game. But I still knew how to play them. I could pick one up and play it. And it was a while since probably a lot of people played an Arkham game, and right, this area's getting too hot. I can't really do anything over here. There's way too many guys.
You have no friends.
Okay. I guess I'll take him out. I gotta get up to higher ground. There we go. Now I'm a bit more comfortable. But, so, the way Harley Quinn controls is she controls, how do you want to say, my first impressions when I played as her was she felt a bit stiff, she felt a bit slow, she didn't feel as, like agile, or as fast as, say, Batman was. Because, I noticed, like, when you're crouching and slowly kind of moving around, quietly moving around, it didn't seem like it was as fast. But, granted, that's probably a good thing, because, it's meant to be a different character. So, you want to have a different feel to it. So, that's probably what they were going for, and go figure. It's a room I can't really... There we go. So, I don't know. She controls fine, though. I mean, there's no real problems I have with it. If you've played Arkham City, odds are you probably played as Catwoman in that game, and if you haven't, and you played the main story of this, then you've played as Catwoman a little bit. But Arkham City is the better example because you have an open world environment you can actually use her in, opposed to this game, which unfortunately you don't. But she's kind of a mix of Catwoman in terms of like how she jumps around and everything. In terms of like this right here, how she grapples onto ledges and everything. It's very similar to Catwoman in Arkham City, or her gameplay in general. But with she's, I don't know if there's really I don't know if she's so much a hybrid of another character and Catwoman. I think she's kind of a hybrid of her own thing and Catwoman, because, you know, like I said, she kind of climbs up things like Catwoman does, but you know, she's a very acrobatic character, so it makes sense, you know, why she's able to do all these things. But overall, she plays just fine. She does have a unique feel to her. And just now, when I was kind of crouching around and everything, I've noticed, the word I would probably use to describe her controls, not so much like clunky or anything, it just feels kind of slow. So that's probably the word I would use to describe it when I was first experiencing this, because this is the first thing I played when I played started up Arkham Knight. This is the first thing I played. Alright. Knock out a few of these guys. Alright, I might be able to get one more guy. There we go. Alright, that will help out. But she is kind of slow in terms of like how fast she walks and everything, but you know, you're not going to be playing as her very long if you know what you're doing and everything, so it's not that big of a deal. So, where's the other guy? He can't be that close. Oh, yeah, odds are he's further away. There he is. Okay, I'll take him out. But, yeah, final verdict on that is, yeah, she controls just fine. Her combat is good. One thing I'll also point out, her Predator... Oh, crap. Yeah, the guy didn't get knocked out. I just knocked him down to the ground. He didn't actually get knocked out, though. But, as you probably noticed by now, she does not have silent takedowns. She is loud. There's no way to be quiet with her. No matter, if you're sneaking up behind somebody and you want to be quiet, you can't. There's no way to silently take down anybody. So, really, her Predator is probably the most different it's been in this series.
I don't want to hear it.
So, instead of being quiet, you're being loud all the time.
She's giving me a freaking headache. Oh,
What? Okay, yeah, alright. Yeah, just do that. I would use my... I forget what exactly they call it, but...
I don't think I want to be a cop anymore.
Alright, you know, screw it.
Stressful.
There we go. And... Alright, got this place done.
For harassing me.
Alright, that took way longer than it would have if I wasn't commentating, but, you know, whatever. That's just how I end up doing my, frickin' commentaries. Alright, so use security terminal to locate Ivy. But yeah, you cannot be quiet with her, so really, it's just a matter... Basically, Harley Quinn is just... If you know how to use her effectively, you can clear out these rooms, these Predator rooms, you can clear them out in a good... like, maybe 2 or so minutes if you know what you're doing. Because if you combine, because she has that one attack I used once where I was able to knock those 3 guys out instantly. And if you know how to use that effectively and combine that, you know, just with normal takedowns, you can clear these rooms in like a good 2 or so minutes. Alright, here's the next combat area.
Holding this for me? I'm touched.
What the hell is she doing here?
And I should have stunned him, but apparently that didn't go through. Alright, Mayhem mode, that's what it's called. So yeah, you're able to take out at least 3 guys, maybe? Let me see. Or 4. Okay, so if you use it when it's fully charged and you use it right away, you're able to take out 4 guys instantly. Okay. And you can use that in combat, and you can use that in Predator. It's probably more effective. Well, it's effective either either way, mode you use it in. But alright, now we use the elevator. Okay.
Hear that, Quinn? We got you now.
Not so much. Now, I was playing through this earlier tonight because I was still thinking about how exactly I wanted to do some things about this Let's Play, and I was thinking I might wanted to pre-record the Arkham episodes just so I could, once I finished the game, I could use them. I might not do that because I'd be sitting on those video clips for a very long time. But
if Scarecrow says we need Ivy to take out the bat trash, then we need Ivy to take out the bat trash.
Hey, no way I'm helping Batman take out the trash. Let him take out his own damn trash. I want Batman dead.
That's what I meant, Harley. That's what I meant.
Alright, so this area is, believe it or not, we're almost done with the DLC already, but, Aggravate Plant. This is, something that this area introduces, which makes it, just makes it even easier to take out these guys, is you can use these, you can aggravate these plants to instantly take out, one of the unfortunate guards that is standing too close to it. So if you have one guy that's standing too close to it, you can have the guy get sucked into the plant, and it probably kills him. Maybe. I don't know. We don't know what happens to him. All we know is he looks like he just gets sucked into the plant. But, alright. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna take out this guy, because he's alone over here. Now, one thing I might as well bring up as well is one thing I do like is if you use I forget the name of her, essentially her detective vision, this right here. The name of this escapes me. It showed the name of it at the beginning of this, but I forget what it was called. But the thing is, what's cool about it is there's obviously writing on the walls everywhere, and you can actually read it, and it says some pretty either creepy or weird or whatever stuff on there. But one thing, if you have that turned on for a while, in this, okay, apparently, okay, that's the way I came, so apparently I can't go back in there. I thought that was just some vent I could hide in. Oh, let's agitate the plant. There we go. Alright, so, but one thing that I think's interesting that they do with this is they kind of give Harley Quinn a split personality in this, which is interesting because as far as I'm aware, I don't think they've ever done that they might have done it in the comics at one point, I'm sure, because, comics do all kinds of crazy stuff. But in from any other medium, I'm not aware of, them giving Harley Quinn a split personality, which I think makes sense because, she obviously wasn't, if you know the backstory of the character, she wasn't always this way. It was pretty much the Joker that, convinced her to be this way almost, turned her into this. But, this is what she just said, heads behind your back. Alright, anyway. But, I don't know, because, oh crap. I've never had these guys use those, thermobaric grenades that much. I've never had them use it that much. Probably because I've never had any of these rooms last that long. But,
Ooh, let's play Angry Pigs.
Is that a reference to, that might be a reference to Angry Birds, I don't know. But if you leave her this mode turned on long enough, she actually kind of argues with herself. Like, her true self is saying, like, stop this isn't you, and stuff like that. And then...
Dead! And nothing you or Ivy do is ever gonna bring him back, cause he's dead! Real dead!
I can't help but think that conversation, that one line that cop just said, somehow was a reference to the fact that everybody thought, oh, Joker's not dead, he'll come back. But, yeah, he's dead. But,
Someone check the grate!
this guy's glitched out, it looks like. Looks like he's just facing this wall. But anyway. But yeah, I think it's interesting, because the first time I played this, I think I noticed, she was kind of talking to herself, and I thought that was really interesting, because I don't think they've ever really done that, as I said, in any other, like, medium or anything. So, it's pretty unique. I think that's kind of cool. And... whoa. I don't know what that was about, but holy crap.
You know what I heard, Harley? I heard Joker never loved you.
Man, they really taunt Harley in this. Holy crap. Yeah, and one thing I'll also bring up, there is, effort and everything put into this. It's just, if you know what you're doing, odds are you're not going to be spending that long in this story, so... I have to go all the way back here because they blew up the frickin' grates. Where's an exit? There's one, alright, one over here. I have to go all the way over here. Alright, that didn't work. But anyway, so...
Gonna put her in jail?
yeah, okay, idiot. But... yeah, there's a good amount of detail and everything put in here. I mean, for actually the most, as you might have figured out by now, most of this stuff... alright, what's going on here? But anyway, most of this stuff I've never even really had happen. Like, I've never had those guys use those grenades that much. I've never heard some of those conversations. So, probably because I've never spent this long in this DLC before. But...
Penguin, it's like Joker always said, if it ain't complicated, it ain't fun.
Right, well, I don't even know how to respond to that.
I know, he was so profound.
alright, here's the last area.
Run,
Then we'll be able to move on to the actual game.
Harley, come to free me.
Which, I have no idea what these... I've had, like, this thing, kind of... stop 2 times already. I've never had that happen either. So, I don't know. But... yes, I don't know. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else I really want to bring up. Ooh. Anything else I want to bring up involving this, DLC.
End of the line, Quinn.
So yeah, this is the boss fight of this DLC, and it's Nightwing. It's not that difficult. His gimmick is since his stun sticks, you can't attack him head on. So you either have to jump around him and either stun him and do this and just beat the crap out of him, which does a lot of damage, or you can just jump over him and just whack him a few times, which doesn't do nearly as much damage. Or if you have your mayhem mode meter or whatever it's called, if you have that filled up, then you can immediately attack him, and that does maybe a little bit more, if not as much damage as just beating the crap out of him. It's a nightlight. Alright. There we go. Alright. If I do that one more time. Alright, there we go. It's done. And it's over. There we go.
Need some help?
Well, ain't that a bloody surprise? Now grab Ivy and bring her outside. I got a car waiting for you. Scarecrow will be very pleased with our work.
Our work? Sorry, Butterpot. Last time I checked, squawking and talking ain't work.
Why, you little...
Be nice and no Ivy.
Just get back to Gotham.
Come on, Pammy. Scarecrow wants a word with you.
And that's it. Like I said, it's not very long. Alright, now, at the end of the playthrough, which, it's not gonna be tonight, I'm gonna probably be streaming for at least 2-3 hours or so, and we're not gonna be getting the story done by that point. It's a pretty good length story. But our post-game, or post-main story part of this Let's Play is going to be when I'm going to be handling these other 3 Arkham stories. And I'm going to be handling other DLC, which, I don't know, I'll think about what DLC I want to cover, after, even in downtime between the parts, but alright, let's start the main game here. I love this opening. Hopefully I don't get... I've said this before, and this time I'm really worried. Then again, I should be fine if I talk over it. Since this is Frank Sinatra, hopefully I don't get copyrighted. Then again, I am talking over it, and you probably can't hear it all that well. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, this song is... I love this song. I've never, some people may flip out over this, but I've never actually heard, I don't think I've ever heard any of Frank Sinatra's music before this game, because when they showed the first 15 or so minutes of this game, this opening, they showed it at E3 of this year. And when I heard the music and I saw the cutscene, I loved it, and I loved the music too. So, alright. So, this part here, yeah, Joker's dead, as at the end of Arkham City, and we're burning him. We're cremating him.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Well, way to give away the ending. At least that's what everybody thought when they first heard that line.
9 months ago, Joker was cremated. I pressed the button and burnt the evil bastard myself. And then, we waited. Gotham braced itself for the inevitable power struggle. But it didn't come. Crime actually fell. Deep down, I knew war was coming. I was just waiting for someone to pull the trigger.
So, when they first showed this at E3, I guess I'll talk a little bit. This is stuff that they showed at E3, and if you look off to the right here, that guy that just walked by, that's leaving the diner, that is actually the game's director. That is Sefton Hill, the game director. I don't know if we've seen his name yet, because the credits are going by, but if we haven't seen his name yet, we'll see his name in a little bit. Yeah, we'll see his name in a little bit here. I'll point out his name, because I think it plays here in a little bit, but yeah, that was actually the game director, Sefton Hill. They actually, he put himself into the game, which, yeah, it's always cool to see stuff like that. But...
Oh, and if you want some more coffee, just shout.
Now, one thing I will say, this opening, this is only like the first 5 or so minutes, if even, part of the game, and There is so much detail in this opening, it's ridiculous. It is insane. Because the thing is, they put so much detail into this opening, and the sad thing is, most people probably aren't going to spend anything more than the time they need to in this area. But the thing is, if you spend a good amount of time just looking around at everything, there is so much stuff put into this opening. It's crazy. And this is the stuff that pretty much a lot of people just glance over when they first start the game. Which I admittedly did too, but on repeated playthroughs, I actually stayed here and I looked at some of this stuff, and it's nuts the stuff they have in here. Like this right here, Wayne Enterprises pledges $300 million to Arkham City redevelopment, so yeah, apparently they're planning to redevelop Arkham City and actually make it work, but in this TV here, Arkham City claims worth millions. This television right here has like 5 or so news stories, and this is all stuff that is either tied into the previous game, or it's just stuff that's tied in, and it's also stuff that will happen, tie into stuff that will happen later in the story. It's incredible how much, but it's nuts how much detail they put in this opening just for people just to pretty much just skip over it, almost. And we got Only You. If you listen to the radio, there's two songs I think that play over the diner radio. One of them is Only You, which is awesome. It's an awesome callback to the credits, Arkham City credits, with Joker singing the song. There's another song that plays on the radio. Odds are it's like an actual song and everything too. I don't know the name of it, I don't know. But I do know that the one song is of course Only You. And that song is amazing. Now, also, you can kind of get close to some of these guys, these people in the booths and everything. And they have conversations that go on for like good 2 or so minutes. It's crazy how many conversations, and all these people pretty much have stuff that they're talking about. Like these guys over here, they're talking about, they're talking to this one guy about recruiting him for, some garbage, disposal crew or whatever. But I'll mention it later in the story, but that ties into something that happens later in the story. If I remember that I brought it up here, I'll bring it up later. But you got some more newspaper, Static Enterprises, airships that will come into play later. You got some nice references to, you got a nice reference to Metropolis right there. But yeah, you could look around in here for a good while, and there's so much in here. But all right, I'm gonna try to get a move on.
Excuse me, sir.
I might show this all some of the other stuff in like an extra video or whatever, because I'm thinking about maybe doing, after I complete the story, I might do a few other videos, like extra videos, maybe showing off like the character trophies and I don't know, like character bios, or I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'm going to exactly show off that stuff, but I'll do some extra stuff maybe. But
This demonstration used just 5 ounces of my latest toxin. Tomorrow, this will seem like child's play. Gotham This is your only warning.
Scarecrow's threat worked. Yesterday, there were 6.3 million people in Gotham City. Today, not so many. The only people left on the streets are the sort that enjoy the chaos.
Gotham's finest.
Scum. Criminals. And worse. Not enough good people left to stop them.
Alright, the game director's name, Sefton Hill, I think his name's gonna, if it hasn't popped up already, which I don't know, I might have missed it, but I think his name's gonna pop up here in a minute.
Gotham's relying on
down at the bottom left-hand corner. Yeah, see, game director, Sefton Hill, right there. That's the guy we saw in the diner that I was talking about. And then, of course, you have Bob Kane, the creator of Batman character. Alright. This is only like the 6th time I've seen this opening, but still pretty good regardless. Alright, now this suit, I'll bring this up. Before the game came out, of course, all the news, like with any game, they talk about, you know, what you can expect from the game and everything. One thing that they said was, you will begin the game with the suit that we're wearing right now. Only thing is, it's not the exact same Arkham City, not the exact same suit that we had in Arkham City. The design has been slightly upgraded. It has a bit more of like a armored look to it, but it's pretty much the Arkham City suit, though. It's distinctive. You can recognize it as the Arkham City suit because it's close enough to the original Arkham suit, but you know, it's still a little bit different in terms of design.
I just don't have the manpower left in the city.
But we will be getting a different suit, as mainly shown with this game. We'll be getting the more armored kind of suit.
I won't let that happen.
I don't know if we'll do it in this part. Depends on how far we are into the stream by now. Which I'm not keeping track of how far we are into this, like, you know, even though I probably should be, but we're maybe at least almost an hour into this so far.
Every damn time.
Alright.
Oracle, I need the location of Unit 247.
Already working on it. How's my dad doing?
He's holding up.
Somehow, he always does. Okay, I'm sending through the squad car's location. Be careful. It's not looking good out there.
Alright, character bio. Yeah, I'll look at those later. I'm not looking at that right now. I like to get as much, story and stuff put into this as I can. Alright, now what's gonna be weird when playing this is, I'm used to having, like, all of the upgrades and everything. So, going back to this is, really, really crazy, because And the thing is with this is, if this is the way I feel like going back to the beginning of this, because, for example, later in the game, if you'll get an upgrade, well, alright, currently, if I grapple onto something and I press the, X button in this case, like 2 times, what you'll do is you'll grapple, but you'll shoot over the point you grappled onto, and basically just allows you to continue gliding. Later in the game, there's like 3 other upgrades you can get to increase the height at which you grapple above that point. And you have to tap the button like 5 times or whatever. But you shoot over the point way higher and you can get some really crazy air doing that. And as you can tell, you cannot get that good air as it is right now. Which makes me I don't know how I say it. Makes me wonder if I went back and played Arkham City, odds are I probably would feel so... It would probably feel so weird, just because of, you know, the stuff that they add.
Blood tests reveal the cause of death was an overdose of painkillers leading to cardiac arrest. Also, the victim's fingerprints have been burned off with acid.
A rather unsavory demise.
That's not all. It's as though the subject's DNA has been corrupted somehow. There's insufficient information for me to cross-reference the database. I'll have to use the deep tissue scanner to analyze the body for distinguishing features and determine the victim's identity.
Right you are, sir.
Alright, now what I'm doing here is, I guess, what you could say, a little bit of sequence breaking, I guess, because this, is something to do with one of the mini side missions of the game, but you can do this, this is the one, because this is obviously, you can do this at the beginning of the game, because I'm not that far into the game, I'm probably not even, like, 2% into the story right now, and you can do this. So, you can do this side as part of the, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm getting a head start on one of the side missions. Now, this side mission in particular is, a killer that has gone around and has been murdered. These are he's murdered these people, and he's hung their bodies around the city. So you're going around trying to figure out, you know, who they are and, you know, what clues you can figure out to find out who the killer is and find out where he is, so you can, you know, go ahead and take him out.
They didn't go missing in Gotham.
And that's one of the side missions we will do, among all the other ones.
Whoever did this.
Might I suggest keeping an ear out for any more of that ghastly opera music? It sounds ominously like a calling card.
And that's what we shall do, as Alfred just pointed out. If, for first-time players of this, if you're going after that side mission, do that. Keep an eye out for the opera music, because if you're gliding over the city and you hear opera music, then, you know, that means only one thing, and that means that there's somebody's body is hung up somewhere, which is yeah, that's a disturbing thought, but hey, you know. Alright. Now, something new to this game, which I just did, is if you, well, pretty much if it's any object that has a blue glow to it, what you can do is you can press square and X, and you can pick up, in this case what I did was, there was a baseball bat on the ground that one of the guys dropped when I attacked them. So basically what I did was I pressed square and X, and I went over and I picked up the weapon, and you can actually start using the weapon. That's never been in any of the other games before. And the thing that's nice about using, like, the baseball bat and everything is, when you use the weapons, is that it completely avoids any, like, if a guy has a shield, if he has a stun stick, if he has, you know, armor or whatever, if he's a brute or whatever, doesn't matter. If you have a baseball bat, it knocks right through the shield, it goes right through the stun stick, it does whatever, so it's very nice if you are kind of getting in a closed space. Alright, here's something I definitely wanted to talk about. The Batmobile. It's the biggest thing that they've added to this game. It's the thing they've hyped up the most. And it's, to some people, it's a great part of the game, and to some people, it's the worst and most annoying part of the game, and I am not kidding when I say that. There are people out there that maybe not necessarily hate the Batmobile, but just are really freaking annoyed by it. Me, first time I played through the game, I thought it was well incorporated. I didn't feel like it felt really out of place or anything. It's fun. I mean, it's fun to drive around it and everything. It controls very well. But one thing that it seems like people have brought up, that the reason if you listen to literally any review of this game, when they bring up the Batmobile, and okay. The reason why I didn't stop there was because the controls are different than what I'm used to. I'll bring that up in a second, but literally, if you listen to any review of this game, when they bring up the Batmobile, they'll bring up the Batmobile, and they will basically tell you they either don't like it, and they think it's either just way too overused, or occasionally they probably won't have that big of a problem with it. But most of the reviews I've heard, they pretty much are saying they think it's way too overused, it gets way too tiring, and it kind of takes away from the main game. Me, well, given that I've played the frickin' story mode like 4 times, and this is probably the 5th or 6th time I played it, first time I played through the game, I didn't think it was that annoying. I didn't find it annoying. I thought it was well paced and everything. It didn't take away from the story. It kind of added to it. I thought it didn't take away from anything. Now, in the multiple playthroughs I've done so far, I can kind of agree on to me, I think anyway, if you're playing this for the first time, I don't think it's going to be that annoying. I don't think it's going to be too jarring. But multiple replays, when you're replaying the story and everything, that's when you might end up having a problem. Because it might get kind of tiring using the Batmobile and everything. And, alright, you might see me kind of drive the Batmobile. When I try to, put the brakes on and everything, you're gonna see me, probably not stop. Because the reason for that is, I don't think it's available yet. Let me see. Yeah. I don't know why it's not available yet. I think that's kind of stupid. Alright, I'll go into this, because I said, just a moment ago that I'd bring this up. But, basically, there's an option in the controls, in the control menu, that if you don't like the current Batmobile, because the Batmobile has 2 modes. There's Pursuit mode, which is basically just driving the car around and everything. Basically what we just did a moment ago. And then there's Battle mode, which is basically where the Batmobile turns into a tank and, practically can destroy pretty much anything. Now, with, and the thing is, with currently the control setup that there is, Battle mode is assigned to L2, which you have to hold down L2, and in order to activate Battle mode, you have to hold down the L2 trigger, and you have to hold it down. You can't just, press it and it immediately swaps into Battle mode. You have to hold it down while using, so that means you have to have one button assignment, using one button assignment the entire time. Which, it's not that bad. I played through, the first 1 or 2 times I played through the game, I played through the game like that, so it's absolutely possible. It's not impossible to do or anything. But the thing is with, I discovered that around my first New Game Plus or whatever playthrough, I went into the options, and if you go into the pause menu and hit the game settings or whatever it's called, game options, there's actually an option to, I think it's called Batmobile or Battle Mode Toggle, and that allows you to it slightly changes the control scheme of how you control the Batmobile. So currently, in order to swap to battle mode, like I said, you have to hold down the L2 trigger, and you fire the Vulcan cannon with R2, and then L1 is the I forget the names of them, but there's two primary weapons. There's a primary weapon and a secondary weapon that are assigned to the right trigger, and then R1. I think that's what they're assigned to.
What are you doing here?
And
why did Scarecrow lock you up?
With pursuit mode,
no hello.
You have R2 is the acceleration, and square is the brake, and well, holding down both of them is the power, is like a power slide, or drift, I should probably say.
Even poor Harley.
And if you want to stop, or, go in reverse, that's on the square button. Now, when you change the option, the control scheme, what it does is it actually makes it more, probably what the control scheme should have been like to begin with. It's more traditional. So instead of square being, the brake and reverse and everything, R2 is accelerate and L2 is the reverse, and square is brake. So that kind of makes it a bit more comfortable. Now, obviously, since L2 trigger is being used for the reverse, that obviously means it can't be used for battle mode. So the battle mode button is changed to L1. And to me, and since L1, you don't have to hold down the button because it's an actual button, it's not a trigger. So, basically, you change into battle mode and pursuit mode. You can change in between them with just the press of a button, which is way more comfortable, and that's why, as you saw earlier, when I tried to stop the Batmobile, I was holding down the left trigger, but that's not the way the game is assigned. The control is assigned to. So, but right now,
good.
I thought this would be tough.
All right. But one weird thing about that control scheme is it's after this part of the game. You'll see me do it here in a second. But alright, it's a 60mm cannon. That's what it's called. It's not the Vulcan cannon. The Vulcan cannon is the little machine gun on the side. But and no, we're not killing anybody. Alright. So here, it's telling us to hit L2, hold L2 to strafe. Knock that car out of the way. But alright, so this is our first battle mode sequence. And it will start up here in a moment. Here we go. Alright. Jeez, they hit the car behind me. Must have been I heard a car behind me. Alright. Now, the way the Batmobile controls, this is the battle mode. This is the other half of the Batmobile. This gameplay, I think, is pretty good. I don't have a problem with it, really. Yeah, and like, this kind of goes into what I said earlier. It kind of gets a little bit annoying, maybe, on repeated playthroughs, but it's not extremely annoying, I would probably say.
The master of understatement as ever.
Alright. So, basically the controls for battle mode is, R2 is the 60mm cannon, which is the primary, attack you'll be using. And then R1 is the Vulcan cannon. Here, let me show it off here. Alright, so R2 is the 60mm Then R1 is the Vulcan cannon, which is basically a little machine gun. And then, well, the game will show it off here in a minute. If it's available yet. Wait, is it in the game options? Or is it in controls? I don't remember. Inverse flat. Okay. Yeah, one weird thing about the Batmobile controls that you're able to change, that option that I mentioned where you're able to, it allows you to slightly change the control scheme, that option doesn't get added to the options menu until after you used battle mode and everything for a certain amount of time, which I think is kind of stupid. Why isn't that option available at any time? Why do I have to, like, play through, like, the first battle mode section and then do the tutorial for battle mode? And, you know, why do I have to be using the Batmobile for a certain amount of time to this point in the story so I can unlock a freaking option to change my, you know, my control mapping preference? You know, it seems kind of weird, but at least they're not having you wait that long. Alright, so basically what it's teaching us here is, you can see in the middle of the screen there's a green bar. That green bar represents a, well, the way this works is there's two bars right there. One is the one that's filled up right now, and then there's the one that's not filled up. Now, you fill those up by destroying enemy drones. So, as you'll see here, the more drones I destroy, I start building up a meter. Now, currently, at this point in the game, later in the game, you'll get upgrade. You'll either get an upgrade or you'll have it at the end of the game. Either way, you're going to end up getting the upgrades. But the more you upgrade, the more you have, because that currently if you have this is testing out the missile barrage, which is one of the five attacks that the Batmobile and battle mode has. Alright, now the drones I think are actually going to start attacking us. Alright. Now we're trying to build it up to level 2 and destroy 4 of these guys. Alright. Now, with missile barrage, it's exactly what it sounds like. You fire missiles. That's basically all there is to it. So if you have it build up to level 1, a 1 bar, then you're able to fire off a single missile. If you have it built up to 2 bars, then you're able to press the square button 4 times to fire off 4 missiles. And later in the game, there's 2 ways you can go about this. You can either end up going into the upgrades menu and, you know, getting the ability to increase those bars from 2 bars to 3, and then eventually from 3 to 4. So that means you're able to fire off like a whole bunch of freaking missiles, and it can really help. Continue. There we go. Alright, now I think we should be able to change that option. Maybe? Okay, I don't remember it doing this. Alright, whatever. It's not that big of a deal, I can live with it for a little bit longer. It's just I'm kind of curious.
Come in, all units. This is Commissioner Gordon. We have
Alright, actually, I think it's after this part you're able to change it, maybe. Granted, I played the story like 5 times, but I haven't played it all that recently. I've been doing a few other things. It's been considering I've been I kind of, you know, Arkham Knight myself out with this game because I played it so much. I just kind of got exhausted of it. Just because, you know, I played the story so many times, so close together. I, you know, did the DLC quite a few times and everything, so I kind of, you know, exhausted myself with the game. But
Jim, tell your men they can resume their patrols. The tanks have been dealt with.
Thank God.
Okay.
Let's hope they were the last.
Don't count on it. I need the isolation chamber prepped at the GCPD lockup. I'm bringing in Ivy.
Alright, I'm gonna check the menu one more time. There we go, there it is. See? I'm not crazy. I was telling the truth. See right here, battle mode toggle. Switches control scheme to activate battle mode. So now, if I turn this on, instead of holding the right trigger, I just tap. Oh no, wrong button. Yeah, of course I hit the wrong button trying to test it out. All right, get back in the car. All right, now I hit R1, or hold on. All right, now I look like an O. Okay, what button was it? There we go. Okay, so it's not L1, it's R1. I think I might have been saying R1, but for some reason my brain told me to hit L1. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I apologize. But anyway. So, this control scheme is way more simpler. It's the one I've been using the most, because I only use the default control scheme for, like, my first playthrough or so. Because my first playthrough, I didn't know you could change the control scheme. And the thing is, even if I looked in that menu and I was looking for it, I wouldn't have found it depending on what point I played the game in, because as you guys saw, I checked the menu like 2 times before, and it wasn't there. And it wasn't until just now when I checked it again, it's like, oh, you're used to battle mode now, so you can completely change what you're used to now. It's like, why have the player get somewhat used to how something works, and then give them the option to change it? You know, that seems kind of weird. That's pretty much what they're doing. But, going back to the, kind of the battle mode system, you'll eventually have the option to... Alright, I'm kind of getting off track of too many things to talk about now. Because the way I am is like, I either can't think of anything to talk about, but when I do think of stuff to talk about, I try to talk about too many things at once, and I get off on tangents. And I don't like doing that, especially with this, because, you know, then I end up bringing up points that I never end up finishing, because I end up talking about something else. But the later in the game, you're gonna get 2 other abilities for battle mode. One of them is I forget exactly what it's called, but it's basically where you're able to hack into other drones and turn them against other drones. So basically, have them work for you.
Break you, Batman.
Honestly, why do you even bother?
And then the third upgrade, or the third like power like thing you can use in there is the weapon. A weapon that you'll get is an EMP blast, which the EMP blast. Basically what it does is it gives you breathing room. It's basically a breathing room maneuver. So basically what it does is if you have like a bunch of missiles or something getting fired at you, or you just have a bunch of drones surrounding you and you just, you need some breathing room, just activate the EMP and it will kind of stun the drones that are around you. And if there's any missiles being fired at you that are currently in the air at that moment, it will just deactivate the missiles, and they won't be locked onto you anymore, and they'll be deactivated. So, and then and as I said, the one that allows you to hack into other drones, basically that just turns some drones that the drone that you hacked into, it turns the drones on each other. So it basically makes, gives you a little bit more support.
All right, let's see.
And then of course there's the missile barrage, which just instantly destroys, any drones it locks onto. And then of course you have your 60 mil and your Vulcan gun. And that's pretty much the only weapons you're gonna be you have for the Batmobile and battle mode. All right.
Nasty. Also, we've had several sightings of the Riddler creeping around the train yard. Knowing that guy, he's got to be up to no good.
Look, I know you're busy, but anything you can do to help is going to save lives.
Don't worry, Jim. I have someone working a lead on Scarecrow. I'll see what I can do.
Good to hear. I've got a skeleton crew searching Gotham South and West. I'm gonna join him when I'm done here. We're gonna find that son of a bitch. Fernandez, it's Gordon.
Okay, so basically what they're talking about here is they're bringing up some side missions. This is basically a part of the game where they kind of introduce side missions a little bit. So, of course, we have what's going to be probably the most frustrating side mission for me to probably figure out how I'm going to do for this Let's Play. The Riddler. I'll talk about him in a little bit here. Then we have the missing fire crew members, which are basically they're pretty much hostage situations, pretty much. You have to go around the city finding out where they are, and whether it's a predator scenario where they're basically being held hostage, you have to take out all the guys, or it's a combat scenario where you just have to beat the crap out of everybody and then save the officer. You're just going around saving officers. I like how it's changing just as I get done finish talking. I like that. Anyway, and then there's the unsolved murder, which is something we already got a little head start on, which is basically a serial killer going around, posing up bodies, and we just can't have that. So, something that's new to this game is if you hit right on the D-pad, you bring up a mission select wheel, which is basically, it's exactly what it sounds. Let's see, use the mission select screen to select your next target in Gotham City. When selecting a new supervillain or mission, they will be automatically locating a new supervillain or mission. They'll be automatically added to the screen. Select the green exclamation mark icon if you want to continue hunting down Scarecrow. So basically, select that icon if you want to continue with the main story, is basically what that is. So this up here is the main story. Yeah, we're only 5% into the main story, which, that's a decent length so far. Then we have Riddler, which, like I said, I don't know how exactly. I intend on doing all the side missions, even Riddler. Not exactly sure how I'm going to handle the Riddler too much. But, then we have, the missing firefighters. We only know the location of 2 of them so far. And then we have the, perfect crime side mission, which is for the serial killer. And as you can see, we're already 12% into it, because we already got we already investigated one of the crime scenes. Yes, you already told me this. Oh, okay. It wants me to select one before okay. We'll go after the body.
I'm going to investigate that crime scene. If there's a serial killer in town, I'll find them.
Good luck out there, Batman.
Alright.
Report back to me.
Alright. I imagine there's still people watching this stream right now. Last time I saw there was 2 people. For those of you watching the stream, if you would mind, if you know, I don't even know if you might know this, so I might be completely asking something that you guys don't know, but if you could tell me if you know how long I've been streaming, I would appreciate that, because I haven't been keeping track. I'm sure I've been streaming for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half now. Alright, we'll pick this up. This is our first Riddler trophy. The one of many.
I see you've begun pitting that mediocre mind of yours against my riddles. I had plenty of time to conceive them, Batman. When you left me battered and demeaned in Arkham City. I am the Riddler, Batman. I don't suffer humiliation. I pay it back. So solve my riddles if you can. They'll be very important later.
Okay. So, yeah, this is the Riddler, and all this stuff right here, these are all different things that we have to either solve, collect, or, destroy, or do whatever. This is just one location, and there's this many on one location. So, now, one thing I will say, there's nowhere near in this game, there are 243 overall, items, or things you have to do that relate to the Riddler stuff. Collectibles, basically. 243 of them. We just picked up one of them. Now, what you're seeing on the screen right now, like I said, this is just all the stuff, all this on the screen right now, this is just on one of the islands. There's 3 islands in the game, and these little, the little boxes that you're seeing up above, there's obviously 6 of them. There's 3 other locations that are way smaller, so, you know, it's easier to find all the stuff in. But, yeah, this is the most time-consuming, probably, of the game, obviously, other than the story mode, but, you know, this is, yeah, it's not sure how I'm gonna, you know, handle it, because I don't know, because I don't feel like recording all of me just picking up all of these frickin' trophies. But, you know, it's not like I don't necessarily have the time. I probably would, you know, I could easily just do streams post-game and, you know, just do it that way, and I could probably remember how to do all of them, but I don't know, it's basically just all the same thing, you know, it's just, you know, collect, you know, pick up this trophy, you know, solve this, destroy this, you know, and then, you know, a few of these you have to save this person, but yeah, there's something that they introduced in this game is, there's Riddler victims. There's not very many of them, but they're rioters, but Riddler's placed a bomb inside their skulls, so, yeah, we have to take care of that, but, next menu we have here is, the upgrade screen. This is where you're going to be upgrading all kinds of stuff. Wayne text screen to view your moves list or when earning a Wayne Tech upgrade point. Progress any most wanted mission or fill up the XP meter to upgrade the suit, Batmobile, and gain enhanced skills. Hunting down various villains in Gotham is the fastest way to earn upgrades. Now, they changed the upgrade system in this a little bit compared to the previous games, because in the previous games, pretty much, the only one that didn't have an upgrading system quite like this was Origins. With Origins, basically, the way they had handled theirs was it basically, I can't think of any other games to compare it to. I think some of the Assassin's Creed games might be like this in terms of their upgrading system. I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games, but I think I did at one point recall hearing that their upgrade system was kind of similar. But basically, if you're familiar with the upgrade system term known as I think they basically called it like a tree. A upgrade tree. That's how they refer to it in Origins. In Arkham Origins, the way they handled their upgrading system is you have to upgrade one thing before you can unlock another upgrade to upgrade that one. So you have to upgrade, you have to upgrade this one. Basically, it's like, okay, upgrade this, and then you're going to be able to upgrade this one later. So basically, they kind of forced you to upgrade in a certain pattern. And not a whole lot of people necessarily liked that, because, it kind of took away a little bit of the freedom. And in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, you had all these upgrades available, and, once you got, you got upgrade points to spend on the upgrades, you could choose whatever upgrade you wanted to spend at that particular moment. So you could go ahead and, whatever situation you were currently in, you could go ahead and get an upgrade to help you with that situation, or, and that was kind of, that was one of the things that a lot of people liked with it. And when they went to Origins, they kind of screwed that up, and they had it to where, like I said, they had it called, basically it was a mechanic as, known as tree branching, like a tree system. So basically you had to upgrade this, you had to upgrade one thing before you could get access to another upgrade to, buy that upgrade. So you had to, do things in a certain pattern. Now also, one thing people had problems with in Origins was, it wasn't so much, I don't think it was so much that you had to upgrade in a certain order. I think they could have lived with that, but the thing that people were kind of pissed off about was the fact that the things that you had to upgrade in a certain order had nothing to do with each other. Like, you'd have one upgrade that you had to get before you could upgrade another thing. But the thing is, those two upgrades would not be related in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, for example, like this is an example of an upgrade that makes sense to require, upgrading 2 times or whatever. Yeah, let me see. I don't know if I have it unlocked right now. Gadget skills, is it in here? Yeah, see right here? Twinned aim batarangs and triple aim batarangs. So there's double and triple batarangs that you can upgrade to. So in this, it makes sense to have to upgrade to 2 batarangs before you can upgrade to 3. That makes sense. But in Arkham Origins, there were certain things where you had to upgrade one thing to get to another that just didn't match at all. And I guess you can maybe say the same thing with this to a certain extent, but I think they kind of matched them a bit better. Now, the way it works in this game is it still kind of is like it was in Origins. You have to upgrade a few things before you can upgrade another one. And you are kind of restricted to what you can upgrade because, like, if I want to upgrade this, if I want to upgrade like this, the glide boost attack, I'd have to upgrade I have to get the shockwave attack before I could get the glide boost attack. You have to get one before you can get the other. It's just in a certain pattern. But it's never bothered me. Origins never really bothered me. I thought it's fine. It didn't really piss me off or anything. But I can see what kind of people were kind of talking about, though. It kind of took away from what Asylum and City had. But yeah, you can upgrade anything from gadget tech, which is basically your abilities that you have with your gadgets. So what do we even have available at this point in the game? Explosive gel instant takedown, smoke pellet time duration, area of effect, stun duration, increased range, and that's it. But yeah, we'll be getting lots more stuff as time goes on, as you can tell. Gadget skills, I don't think you should really bother upgrading this too much. But granted, it's all up to the person what they want to put their points towards and everything. But yeah, some of this stuff really I don't think you'll really end up using, except with the exception of maybe like say the disarm firearm that could come in handy. But then we have combat, which is basically critical strikes, aerial juggle, which is really cool. It's kind of more for looks than anything, but it's still pretty nice. Special combo moves that we have. Special combo boost, which basically allows you to do combo takedowns, because you have to build. Currently, in this point in the game, since we don't have this upgrade, there's certain abilities you have that if I were to hit, like if I were to get an 8 times multiplier and then hit triangle and circle, I could pick a guy to instantly take out, and it instantly takes him out because it does a takedown. And with this, but currently in the game, I have to get an 8 times multiplier to do that. With this upgrade, it would allow me to do it by just getting 5 instead of 8, as it says in the description there. But and then there's stuff like this, weapon skill Mark II, which allows you to use a melee weapon for a longer period of time, which is very nice. I haven't necessarily noticed much of a difference, but blade dodge takedown, free flow focus 2. Then we have some other combo takedowns that we can have, such as the multi-ground takedown, which is very nice, and especially if you really know how to use it effectively. So basically you hit X and circle, take out multiple guys that are currently on the ground but not knocked out. disarm and destroy. You can basically destroy whatever weapon or whatever that someone has. So if they have a gun, you just take the gun apart. If they have a pipe or a bat, you break the bat, you bend the pipe. If they have a shield, you bend the shield, you destroy the shield. If they have knives, I think, you can just break the knife. It's pretty nice. So if you don't want people using the weapons again, that's definitely something you can do. But what's interesting, secondary option to that is if you destroy the you can actually use the weapons, like I said, in this game. You can use melee weapons in this game. And it's very, very nice to use melee weapons. So it really depends on which one you want to do. Do you want to destroy the weapons so they don't use them? Or do you want to keep them in there so you can use them? But, yeah, I probably shouldn't talk about this too much because we're going to be spending like an hour in here alone if I keep talking about it. But, so what's this area? The suit. You got, basically, this is where your armor, there's two different armors. There's one, guns and everything. There's one for 25, 50, 75, and 100% damage. And then there's one for melee, so that's for combat. And then you have a few others, which are nice. These two upgrades, I believe, are the grapnel boost upgrades that I mentioned, where if you tap the X button when you're grappling to a certain point, you'll grapple over the point. But these upgrades allow you to go even higher up into the air. Those two are very, very nice. Grapple takedown, you probably won't use that one too much, but, you know, it's not that expensive. These two are the fear takedowns. That's also another new thing that's introduced in this game. I'll get into that later. Then you have upgrades for the Batmobile. The Batmobile has its own armor, and there's a few other things. I know one of these two, I think it's these two upgrades, are an upgrade known as the... later in the game, we'll also, once we get our new bat suit, there will be a tutorial that teaches us about this. But later in the game, when we get our new suit, we're going to be able to eject out of the Batmobile. So basically, it's kind of like grappling onto something. You hold the X button to charge up, and then you press the X button again, and then you launch out of the Batmobile, and you can get some really good air, and you can get even more air when you have these two, have one of these upgraded. This one allows you to, one thing I didn't bring up, the Batmobile also has dodge thrusters, so basically, if you move in a certain direction and press X, you're able to dodge out of the way of any incoming attacks. This upgrade right there, I think it's that one, upgrades that so you can dodge out of the way of an attack 2 times, so you can double tap the X button to, you know, move further away. Then we have the weaponry. You increase the reload speed of the 60mm cannon. Vulcan gun accuracy, makes it more accurate. Emergency weapon energy. This one increases, let me see, this will instantly charge up secondary weapons to level 2 to power up. Okay. This right here's energies. Reload speed 2. Shot damage, turret shot damage. And that's basically all. Alright, I'm not gonna. I already spent way too long on that. But, yeah. This here, it's the evidence room. It's probably one of the best, Easter eggs in the game, pretty much. And it's basically just, this entire room is references, this part of the room in particular is references to the previous games. So, we have Scarface. This particular Scarface is from the first game. We have the Mr. Freeze Ray from Arkham City, and I guess you could say Origins too. Great White Shark. I don't know why they decided to put him in here, but yeah, whatever. It's still a cool little reference. Bane, Joker, Mad Hatter, Deadshot, Killer Croc, Raish, or Rosh, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn actually has two displays. There's this display, which is based off of the Harley Quinn's story DLC that I played at the beginning of this playthrough. And then she will get another display in this case right here, which is based more off of what she actually does in this game, in the main story. So she has two display cases, which is kind of weird, but... then this area here is really cool, because it's referencing Origins, and I know some people cringe at that idea, but hey, I liked Origins, so it's cool to me. There's the Electrocutioner's Gloves, which is something that you use in Arkham Origins, and if... well, I'll talk about that in a second, but then we have Anarchy. Over here we have the Ventriloquist, Talyagul, and Black Mask, and I think there might have been one... oh yeah, then we also have one for Batman, apparently after Arkham City. This is one of the gadgets we have in Arkham City. We had in Arkham City, and apparently Batman just decided to hand it over to the police department for whatever reason, I guess. And yeah, so they have it now. But let me actually see what the reasoning for was.
Gun used by Batman, aka we don't like to ask. Batman dropped this here with the rest of the Arkham City evidence. Nice to have some of Batman's gear in the evidence room. Hope he doesn't ask for it back.
Alright, now, I'm gonna do some sequence breaking again. Yeah. You can break the glass and grab it again. So, now the thing is, when you first start the game, odds are you're not gonna know you can do that. Now the thing is, eventually the game will tell you that you can get in here and break the glass, and it will allow you to grab it. But you can do this at any point in the game, as I'm showing you. You can do this as early as I'm doing right now, and just grab it right here. Which, you should probably do. Just, get it out of the way. Granted, you won't necessarily need it until... well, it always comes in handy, but, they don't bring it up in the stories like, hey, I could use this. This is a little cool scene right here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, for those of you who don't really get that, that was for Arkham City. In Arkham City, Talia died as well. There's a good amount of people that died in Arkham City, but in Arkham City, Talia died. Joker killed him. No, wait. Yeah, Joker killed him.
Don't look at me.
If you notice what they just said right there, they're referencing how I just went in there and broke the glass. I broke the glass on two different things. I got the Riddler trophy, and then I went in there and took the wreck gun from there. So, but yeah.
Don't worry about
it.
Batman's just been debriefed. He's gonna look into it for us.
Yeah, okay. Whatever you're talking about, I'll look into it. But, yeah, so... yeah, but yeah, in Arkham City, Talia ended up dying, and, Batman had romantic feelings for Talia, so that kind of hence why he was kind of mourning a little bit there.
Yep, poor bastard. He ain't gonna be able to live with himself when he finds out what he did in that diner.
He's gonna lose his badge for sure.
Owens is a good cop, lives for the job. He don't deserve this.
Now, one thing I think I slightly touched upon earlier in this Let's Play, and that was probably like half an hour ago, is I was going to bring up the fact that this also reminded me is this game does something pretty cool. It adds something that people were pretty much, it's a term that people call dynamic gameplay, which basically, if you're not aware, that basically means that the game changes or can change each time you play it. Now, with this game in particular, it's different than like like say a game, like a horror game. Traditionally, horror games are modern day horror games tend to be dynamic games, because the reason for that is because being horror games, the scares dim on repeated playthroughs. Hence, take a look at my Outlast playthrough, but if you can, or even bother, but like with a horror game, they're dynamic, so they have certain aspects of the game that change on repeated playthroughs, so it kind of makes it scarier for a little bit longer than it would be as if it was just the same thing every time. Now, with this game, what they did was the game, every time you play the game, it doesn't necessarily change itself, you have to change it. So there's certain points in the story where certain things that you do actually impact events and the way they play out. So this officer that's in the cell right here, this is Officer Owens. This is the cop we played at the beginning of the game when we were in the diner. Now, the thing is, Scarecrow's fear toxin was messing with our mind, and we basically saw everybody that was in the diner as those demons. And that's actually what they're called. They're called demons. So we saw everybody in that diner as those demons. And we pulled out our gun because we thought we were being attacked. We were shooting innocent people. So, yeah. Now, the thing is, you can choose whether or not, you don't have to shoot the result is still the same. You end up getting knocked out in the diner. That's what ends up happening. Now, if you decide to shoot, your gun and actually shoot people, I think there's like 3 different outcomes. You can shoot your gun and, actually kill people, and then, like I did, and you can get this outcome. As they mentioned, he's not going to be able to live with himself after he finds out what he did in that diner. Which basically means we killed people. So, now, the other thing is, you can this is something you can do. You cannot fire your gun at that beginning segment. You can choose not to fire your gun at all. And, basically I'm not sure if you'll get a result from that. I'm not sure what the dialogue is for that, but I do know if you do fire your gun, but if you fire your gun, but you don't end up hitting anybody, there is actually, the dialogue also changes for that. Instead of saying he's not going to be able to live with himself after he finds out what he did in that diner, the dialogue changes to, I can't believe he didn't hit anybody when he was in that diner. It's basically something like that, but that's how crazy detailed this game is. There's so much detail they put into this game like that, and that's just scratching the surface. That's just one tiny little
You broke my wrist for nothing.
That's just one tiny little instance.
You and all your friends. Tonight's the night we finally break the bat.
But yeah, that's one tiny little example of something like that happens in this game.
How about an apology?
Sure. I got your apology right here. That was pretty cool that you could do that. Well, eventually when we come back here later, there's something else you can do. You don't knock him out. Well, you do knock him out again, but it's funny how you end up doing it. This is the guy that we saved from that truck earlier, or that car that earlier. Yeah. But, yeah.
Just want to say it's good to have you on board.
Yeah, this place is, pretty bare right now.
Things had a serious upgrade. Air support saw it turn into some kind of tank. Nice.
Don't get too close. He's here. Back up.
Hey guys, get away from the car. Anyway. No, seriously, get away. You might want to be careful when you're going to that car. There's frickin' tasers on that thing. There's literally, not kidding either. See those things right there? Those little pointy parts right there? That's pretty much a taser. Because since we don't kill anybody, if we run into people, it just shocks them out of the way, and we don't actually kill anybody by running them over. Another little Easter egg I'll point out here is Oh wait, maybe it's one of these guys. Let me see. Officer Seaman. Anyway, Anderson. Deeves. Here we go. Officer Deeves. This is believed, and I'd imagine this is probably a reference. I believe there's a guy that works at an employee at Rocksteady, which is the company that made this game. Hello, Jeff the Killer 3825 Toxic. Very long name you got there. Hey man, how you doing? But, so, basically, there's an employee that works at Rocksteady, and his name is Gaz Deeves. I think that's how it's pronounced. And, as you can tell, this guy's named Officer Deeves, so odds are that's a reference to, and Gaz Deeves was the, promotional, I think he was basically the, like, advertisement guy for Rocksteady. He was the promotional, like, the PR or whatever guy for Rocksteady. He's the guy that helped advertise the game and everything. And he's a very energetic person. It seems like most of the employees at Rocksteady are pretty energetic guys, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. At least they know how to, you know, have fun doing what they do. And that's a good thing with any game developer. Just have fun doing what you're doing. Alright, man, I love that speech. That's a good amount of that speech was something that they used in the trailers, and oh man, it's so good. All right, let me Okay, so it's your YouTube channel. Okay. All right. Alright, so let's check out this body.
Alfred, I found another body. The mutilation pattern looks to be identical to the previous murder victim.
Then it appears Gotham does indeed have a serial killer in its midst. And here I was thinking this evening couldn't get any worse.
I'm going to scan the body.
What was weird, if you guys, I don't know if you guys might have, if the microphone picked it up, but if you heard like another voice going on, I have my phone up because, as you probably can tell by when you're watching this broadcast, you'll notice that I don't have the spectator comments enabled that pop up on the right side of the screen because, you know, I want the game. This is going up on my YouTube channel, so I want everything to be full screen and everything, and I kind of just prefer this. But I have my phone open. And I have the PlayStation app on my phone. So in one of the newer updates that they added to the PlayStation app for mobile is you're able to, if you're broadcasting, you're able to connect your phone to your PS4, and what you're able to do from there is you go into an option that's called second screen, and then you're able to do a few things. You can use it as, for some games support a second screen feature. You can use your phone for that. You can use your phone to navigate menus on the PS4, much like if you own a PlayStation Vita, although the PlayStation Vita has access to remote play, which mobiles do not. Some mobile phones do, if they're like Xperia phones or whatever, but mine is not. And then if you aren't very fast at typing with a PS4 controller on a keyboard, the digital keyboard that the PS4 has, you can hook up your phone to your console and type using your phone. So if you're really fast at type with, there are a lot of people out there that are very fast typers on their phones. So you can type with your phone. Now, in one of the newer updates that they added a feature where if you're live broadcasting, you're able to read the comments that people have on your live stream. You're able to read them through your phone, and that is a very nice thing too. So, all right, they're starting to pick up a few more viewers. That's good. All right, so, but so that's the Riddler guy. Halt! Come back. Oh yeah. There we go. Trying to knock you off the road is what I'm trying to do. Okay, that was overkill. Alright, whatever. But anyway. But, that's that if you, like I said, I don't even know if you guys might have heard it, but earlier, if you heard a little, like a augmented voice or whatever, that was I think that was my phone reading off, the comment that, our friend, Jeff the Killer 3825 Toxic typed into the comments there. So, I don't know if that's a setting that you can turn on and off. I know the PS4 itself actually has an option where if somebody types in a comment into a live stream, you can have the console speak the comment out loud. But I don't know how well that would work, considering, I like to keep, live streams primarily focused, like, on my voice and everything, so I don't really want too much background noise and everything. But, so, yeah. I don't know. They're adding some nice stuff to everything. But, alright. Let's see, what are we doing here? Alright, we just finished that side mission. I guess we'll catch up on the side missions for right now. There's a few of them.
On these streets. I'll start by checking Dixon Dock West. That was their last reported location.
Okay, so you subbed to me? Okay. Is that my... which one are you following? Oh, well, it's probably my YouTube channel, isn't it? Considering I'm streaming on YouTube, or... I don't know. I'm sure you'll let me know. Alright, I'm going the wrong way. Go back. Go back. Oh, yeah. Alright, here's the firefighter right here. Alright, now this is one of the missing firefighters, and basically, like I said, this is how pretty much all the firefighter missions are. This one, in particular, is the first one the game tells you about. This is the first one that the game tells you about, gives you the location, and this one in particular is a combat scenario. They're not all combat scenarios, there are some of them that are predators, so... let's see. Okay, on YouTube? Okay, good. It's about time I got another subscriber. But yeah, thanks, dude. Much appreciated. Alright. Couldn't find any counter for the stream length. Okay. Alright, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure I've been streaming for at least, for a good 3 or so hours by now. But, yeah. I was kind of curious, though, but...
I'll save your crew. Wait here. I'll get a GCPD officer to pick you up.
Alright, so that's our first guy right there. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, next spot is... Let's knock out some of the Riddler thing right now.
I'm going to the train yard. Enigma's planning something.
Oh gosh, the Riddler. Now I feel like... Now I now know how other Let's Players have felt when they tackled the Riddler in, like... Not so much Arkham Asylum, because the Arkham Asylum was, like, the least stressful... one, because basically what they did is, in Arkham Asylum, which was the first game in this franchise, there was there was only like 200 something Riddler collectibles. There's only like now, and when I say collectibles, I'm counting for like riddles and trophies and all that stuff. And
why, hello there, detective. It's me, your most feared nemesis, the Riddler. Congratulations.
Okay, Jeff the Killer 3825. See ya. See you around, man.
I'm afraid the full particulars of my plan will have to remain.
Yeah, I saw the image on PSN, the one of your desktop or your monitor. Yeah. But yeah, so basically there was a certain amount of Riddler stuff. There was like 200 or so in Arkham Asylum, and then there was, when Arkham City came out, they increased it up to 400. I'm serious, they increased it to 400. 440 if you count the Catwoman trophies, which the Catwoman trophies weren't mandatory. They counted towards like your main, overall, like total. So it kind of made it easier to get 400 quicker, I guess. But there was... Okay. But but then when they went to... Arkham Origins doesn't actually have a set amount, because the way the Riddler kinda isn't in Origins. He is and he isn't. He's not known as the Riddler in Origins, but he is the character that would later become the Riddler. But with that is there's not like a set amount. The way it is in Origins is there's these relay points you have to destroy, and then there's these data packs you have to pick up, which are basically the Riddler trophies. And in this game, I'm pretty sure they heard all the backlash.
What? How did you solve tonight's very first riddle?
I'm pretty sure everybody, I'm sure Rocksteady took into account kind of the backlash that they kind of had with Arkham City having like so many Riddler related stuff that, people were kind of frustrated with it. So they took that into account, because with this game there's only 243. There's only 243 trophies in this. And the thing is, that's probably the smart thing to do, because if they were to increase because the size of this, the city in this game is apparently like 5 times or so bigger than the city we had in City, and it's probably like 3 or so times bigger than the one we had in Origins, because the Origins map was like 2 times bigger than the one we had in City. But yeah, so basically what they did was they took the same amount of trophies that was from Arkham Asylum, and holy crap, how'd that happen? Alright, but so basically they just took the Arkham Asylum amount of collectibles and just placed it in something that was bigger than Arkham City. So alright, so this is a Riddler racetrack. The way the Riddler works in this game is very different than how he's worked in the previous games. Because in Arkham City there was you had to collect a certain amount of collectibles and everything, and then what you were able to do was you were able to go to a certain Riddler challenge room, and there would be a hostage there, and you had to rescue him. In this game, you don't have any hostages, but there's one more thing here, one more lap. I thought we might have been done, but in this game, basically these areas. There's 3 different areas they swap between throughout the game. There's a racetrack, which is the one we're doing right now, and then I almost saved it. I should still be able to make it. I should have went into battle mode because that would have instantly stopped me. Okay. I better make this. Yeah. Okay.
Come now, detective. Time waits
All
for
right.
no man. And I wait for no
I'm already done, Riddler. Shut up. Anyway. Alright.
Congratulations, detective. You have defeated me. Seriously,
Oh, that was certainly easy.
Dark Knight, I'm stunned, humiliated, utterly bested. Time I gave up, I think. Why don't you head on your way?
Alright, I'm gonna answer your questions. I haven't been ignoring you. The headset that I'm using is the PlayStation Gold headset that I've had for a while. So, streaming YouTube audio and party chat, do they work together? Well, it really kind of depends on what you want them to work together for. If I were now, what I think you might be referring to is if I had a party open right now, I could hear the party and I could hear the game and I could still be broadcasting and everything. That works. And with now another option there is you can have party audio go into the live stream as well. But that's a whole other thing. With you have to kind of have people allow their voice to be shared and everything. But and then, but yeah, looks like a roll over to me. All right. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's pretty much all that stuff. Then this part down at the bottom basically gives you an overall view of everything.
I'm heading to the clock tower to see what Oracle's found on Scarecrow's toxin.
Let's hope it's good news, sir.
But, I think there was something I was gonna bring up. Alright, let me stop right here. Okay. Very well. I shall join the party then. Let me see. Go over to notifications. Come on, load up. There we go. Alright. Invitation. Join. Alright. There we go. Alright. Let's go back. Alright. Dang it. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. And stop right here. Alright, going up to the top of the clock tower so we can get inside. Yeah. Is it like completely... Oh, okay. So it's still going, it's just a little bit iffy. Yeah, what that was whenever I go to a menu that's not the game itself, it does that because it doesn't record a video of like your home screen or anything else. That's what that was. But yeah, if you're having any other like issues or whatever with that, is I got a pop-up just a moment ago saying like your internet is kind of being weird or something, but I don't know how actually that's straightened out or not. But
Identity confirmed.
okay.
Do I come in the Batcave? Start
Yeah.
messing with all your stuff?
Well,
You've managed to
the thing is, you might be experiencing a little bit of what I've experienced, because whenever Boomhauer would stream, whenever somebody else is doing a stream and I've watched them and I've been in the party and party is going into the broadcast or whatever, and I'm watching the broadcast and I'm in the party audio will be ahead of what's in the broadcast. So that's probably what you're kind of encountering here too. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit.
I'll repurpose the antenna at the movie studios.
It is a little bit.
Bruce, I spoke to Dad. I hate lying.
Yeah. The party, the realm of the party and the realm of like the broadcast, they do have a delay between them. Alright, so you want me to mute my microphone for the party? For the party end? Yeah. Okay. There we go. What I've done there... Okay, so what I did, I went ahead and mute the party audio, so you're not going to be hearing me through the party, it's just through the podcast right now.
What can I do?
Get your men ready. Soon as we've got a location, I'll let you know.
All right.
Okay. Indeed. That's what I've done. Alright, so now we're going to the movie studios area, I think.
Batman's got a tank now? Guess we got him scared.
Yeah, there's not much of a very long delay, but, it's still a delay, but it's not that bad.
Why did I warn them, Batman? Why give those terrorized refugees time to flee? You don't know, do you? And it scares you.
The generator's damaged. I need to bypass it and power the antenna directly.
Hello again, Mr. Wayne. How can I help you this time?
Is the power winch ready for deployment?
It's 100% functional, though no guarantees if you're intending to pull that car of yours up the side of a building.
You read my mind.
It's in the job description, Mr. Wayne. Batwing's on its way.
Okay. So now we gotta collect our, I guess, upgrade for the car. Which is something we'll be using a good amount throughout the rest of the game. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm doing, I'm streaming at a quality of there's a few different options that it gives you when you stream. There's low, I think, and then there's medium, and then there's medium HD, and then there's high HD, and then there's best HD. What I'm currently doing is it usually kind of defaults it at medium HD, and that's just what I keep it at because, you know, I don't want to stress the stream too much, and, you know, I'm just keeping it there because the past 2 streams I've done turned out just fine, so... Alright, it's gonna make this jump. Didn't make it. Alright. Let's go back up there again. Up, turn. Dirt. Alright. Let's go back up here again. Maybe I can make it this time. There we go. Alright, pull this up. Make a ramp out of it. Go over here. And, oh, okay, just use that invisible wall to all its ability, I guess. Alright.
The anchor point is
Oh,
secured
yeah.
to the wall. I can't move it using the Batmobile, but maybe it can hold the car's weight.
Alright, so now we... Alright. Alright, this we gotta rev the engine for. And... kinda screwed that up. Okay, there we go. Alright, gonna go out of the screen for a moment here. Alright. Alright. Alright, see you, man.
Oracle, I've restored power to the radio antenna.
Great. I'm connecting now. I was just talking to Robin. I think you should too.
Bruce, you need me out there. We can find Scarecrow faster together.
What you're working on is more important, Tim.
Can wait one night. Let me help.
I've got this under control.
Okay. Listen, try checking in once in a while. We're partners, remember?
He just wants to help, you know.
Is the antenna ready?
Yeah, but we're going to need a microwave tower to triangulate Scarecrow's location. There's one at Falcone's shipping in the Cauldron. I've marked it on your map.
Thanks, Oracle.
Alright, we don't have access to the Batmobile for this small little period because it's busy charging up the generator. So we have to go this way. Over here.
Lost in the waters beneath Arkham. But like all submerged, forgotten fears, eventually I returned.
Alright, what Scarecrow just said there kind of reminded me of something, and it's something I was going to bring up when we went to the evidence room. Something I'll bring up right now, I guess, I might as well, is, I kind of meant to, as I said, I meant to kind of bring it up earlier, is, one thing before this game was released, I was hoping that they would do, was that they would go and, because if you played Arkham Asylum, in Arkham Asylum, Scarecrow, nearly died, pretty much. To most people, he probably, supposedly he did die, but obviously that wasn't the case. But the thing is, with, say detective mode,
So
with
all armed.
In the first game, Killer Croc, you're in the game. You were in the part of the game. You were in sewers, and you followed Scarecrow down there. And Scarecrow was about to drop. He had like this bag of toxin or something. He was gonna drop into the sewer water, and that was gonna. I guess he intended that to somehow infect Gotham's water or whatever. I guess, but. That didn't end up happening, but Killer Croc ended up being in that sewer, and he ended up being in the water, so he went ahead and attacked Scarecrow and dragged him underneath the water, and that's the last we saw of him for like the next 2 games, and we finally see him again in this game, because he was hinted at it was hinted that he had some plan, he was planning something in Arkham City, because there was the Scarecrow boat Easter egg and everything in Arkham City. So there was evidence that he was seeking revenge in some way, shape, or form. He was going to get revenge, and I wonder. Nice.
3 more soldiers inside. They think they're safe if they stick together.
Oh yeah, this is when we get the new suit.
Lucius, I've got a hostage situation.
But
3 guns.
with
I need to take them all out before they can react.
So we kind of got hints of Scarecrow's return in Arkham City. We didn't get anything in Origins, and that makes sense because that was a prequel story.
Now.
And we finally have Scarecrow back in this game. One thing I was hoping they would do in this game was, considering Killer Croc pretty much could have easily killed Scarecrow, I'd imagine Scarecrow would not have, obviously he would not have taken kindly to that. So I would have thought that Scarecrow would kind of have it out for Killer Croc, and he would have maybe even killed him, So, even if something like that didn't happen, I was still interested to see, at least because I expected there to be some sort of chemistry, or kind of the relationship between those 2 characters, because obviously Killer Croc doesn't so much hate him. The reason why he did that was just because he's a bloodthirsty monster at this point in time. So when Scarecrow has more reason to be pissed off at Croc than Croc just tried to almost nearly kill him just because Scarecrow's nothing more than pretty much food for him. But Scarecrow, I would imagine, obviously he's not going to just take kindly to that. He's going to hold a grudge. He's going to want to probably kill him. So, but none of that is in this game. And I don't know. It's really weird how that's not in the game. Because I really would have imagined that, obviously they referenced, Scarecrow being dragged into the waters beneath Arkham Asylum. But they never referenced Killer Croc and, what happened there. Scarecrow never has any anger towards him. Like, it's all focused on Batman for whatever reason. So, I don't know. But the thing is, what I was going to mention when we were in the evidence room back at the GCPD, what I was going to mention was, there are, if you have the season pass for this game, which is like $40, so, and, the season pass has only got 3 or so more months worth of content, and, you do whatever you want, you can buy the DLC individually, or you can just buy the season pass and get all of it for free, but, do whatever you want if you haven't done it already. But the thing is, there's going to be more story DLC that isn't necessarily Arkham episodes, because we've gotten 4 Arkham episodes, and I plan to cover those after we finish this story. Which, how far are we into the story, actually? 8%? Okay. But, so, basically, what I'd imagine would have happened, okay, I'm going to bring this up so I can continue talking, is these little things, these are tutorials for the stuff that the new suit has given us, the abilities. This is the Grapno Boost. This suit comes with an upgrade that upgrades the Grapno Boost, so, that's good. This upgrade here is, not upgrade, this tutorial here is the throw counter, which is something that was kind of in Arkham Asylum, but it wasn't a counter. It was literally a special combo takedown, which wasn't even a takedown. It was basically, in Arkham Asylum, you were able to press like square and X or something, and you were able to, I didn't mean to start it, but what you were able to do was, you were able to throw an enemy towards another enemy and kind of, throw them off balance and everything. Now, they brought the throw back in this game, but the way they brought it back is it's not its own button. Basically, what you have to do in order to do a throw, they incorporated the throw, but they have it as a throw counter in this game. And in order to do a throw counter, you have to be, it says push towards an opponent and counter at the last possible moment to perform a throw counter. So basically, you have to move the thumbstick in the direction of the person that's about to hit you, and then hit the counter button, and then what it will do is it will do a counter, and it will throw that person, and hopefully it will throw them towards other opponents, and, catch them off guard and kind of knock them around a little bit. And it's pretty nice. I like how they incorporated it. So it's kind of bringing back the element from Arkham Asylum, but kind of making it new as well. Alright, and then this one is Predator Fundamentals. It's just Predator stuff. Take out a few guys, that's it. I don't really see what that teaches you, but Fear Multi-Takedown. This suit, it has better maneuverability, so you're able to move faster, and that means you're able to take down guys way faster. So, and the thing is, the Fear Takedown, some people were kind of worried that it would be too overpowered, like, it'd be too easy to abuse it, and it would make the game way too easy. No, it doesn't. I think it's balanced pretty well. And this is the eject ability that I mentioned before. With this suit, the suit has compatibility with the Batmobile, so you're able to eject out of the Batmobile into a glide and get some pretty good air. And you can, just like the grappler boost, you're able to upgrade it to get, when you launch out of the Batmobile, you're able to get even greater air and everything. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I just wanted to get that out of the way so I didn't have to bring it up. So, let's do this one. But with the Season Pass, I'd imagine this is going to happen probably next month or so. Hello, Walter. I apologize if I just completely butchered your last name. Wilmoth? I wasn't paying attention to the screen, that's why I screwed up. I was too busy reading the comment, but yeah, sorry if I butchered your last name there, my friend. But crap, I hit the wrong button too. Anyway, so okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. So anyway, I'd imagine they're going to do this with the Season Pass, or not so much Season Pass, it's DLC in general. What they're going to be doing is there's something that they're calling the Season of Infamy, which is basically going to be, they're going to be adding more supervillains to the game. Now, I know some people may see that and say, oh, they're just taking stuff that should have been in the game in the first place and selling it to us later. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this playthrough, developers have to find a good line between, what they want to make DLC and what they don't. Because if you make a DLC too short, then, why make it at all? And if you make it too long, then people are going to feel like, okay, what with? Arkham Knight, I think, has done a okay job with that, because there has been DLC that, if it was in the final version of the game, if it came with the game, obviously I would be okay with it, but if it isn't with the game, I don't have a problem with it either. Because, like, there's been like 3 or so DLC Batmobiles for challenge maps and races and stuff that they've been releasing, and that stuff, to me at least, doesn't seem like it really fits with the rest of the game. Now, like I said, if they put it in the game, like as if it was a Game of the Year edition or something, which they'll eventually do, I'm sure, when they bundle this all together, is they'll that stuff, to me, if they put that in the if they had that just as a part of the game, okay, whatever. But if they don't and they want you to pay for it, I don't have a problem with that either, because that seems like, reasonable DLC that should be, that good DLC. Now, the story stuff, like the Arkham episodes, considering how short they are, yeah, I don't know. The Arkham episodes, the Red Hood one and the Harley Quinn one, those were the first two that got released. I didn't think those ones were too bad. I mean, those were the first ones. Those were pre-order bonuses, so it's not anything too crazy. I wasn't expecting too much out of them to begin with. But, I mean, they're fun to play, for what they are and everything. It's just they are a bit on the short side. And, oh, I'm doing this one again. I already did this one. I didn't mean to do this one. Actually, can I exit this one? Abort challenge, yeah. I don't need it. Oh, screw you, dude. Just gonna get a cheap shot at me before I exit the challenge. Screw you, dude. Anyway, if I can think of that dude interrupting my thoughts, freaking piece of crap, interrupted my train of thought. But the story packs, those two are fun to do, play and everything for what they are. They are a bit on the short side. The Batgirl DLC that came out is by far the longest of them all, and it's like an hour, maybe half hour, if for a new player, first time going through. And the newest Arkham episode that came out, which is a Nightwing story pack, I was kind of disappointed with that one. I mean, yeah, I don't think we should have expected a whole lot, but I was still kind of disappointed, and I'm not the only one. There's a few other people that are, there are a few other people that were kind of disappointed with that DLC when it came out. I think it came out, last month. Was it last month? Yeah, it was last month. I'm gonna do a fear takedown. Yeah! Who says I need the tutorial to do a fear takedown? I'm doing one right now. Anyway, continue. If by X1 if I can phrase this right, if by X1 you mean Xbox One, no, I don't have an Xbox One. Don't know if I'm gonna be getting one. I mean, if I had my way, I would, definitely get one, because, there's been stuff that, has been coming out for it that looks pretty good. But, I don't know, but yeah, for right now, it's just PS4 with me. For now, at least. That's weird, I can't, okay. That's weird. Wait a minute. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, this is... Wait a minute. I thought, is this one of the challenges, or is it... No, it's not. Okay, I thought I clicked on one of the challenges. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I need to... Jeez, man, I need to sit down for a moment. I can't even think straight. I thought I started another challenge, but all I did was to hit the X button to go back to this area here. Oh my gosh. Jeez, man. Alright, but... Getting back to the Season of Infamy, after I kind of just talked about the DLC in general and kind of what I think of it, is, the Season of Infamy seems like it's going to be the best DLC that's going to come out. And other than maybe the Batmobiles, because the Batmobiles that have come out are pretty good stuff. And then, like, below that's probably the Arkham episodes. And, we'll get more into the Arkham episodes when I, oh, crap. Yeah, thank you for restart. Oh, right. Okay, there's two of those guys. Yeah, what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to go up above. And then go from up top. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, better. Man, that's satisfying. Okay, where's the other guys at? Oh yeah, these guys are all in a confined space here. Anyway. So what the Season of Infamy is, it's going to be basically, the way it's sounding is it's basically going to be extra side missions, essentially. It's not going to be like, oh, we're selling, part of the, main story to you later as DLC. No, it's not that. what it is they're giving you, like, extra side missions, and... Whoa, what the heck is that dude jumping over the side for? Okay, this one's a little bit tricky. You kind of have to time it correctly. You have to get this guy on the side here, then that guy, and then this guy. Because if you go too far to the left, and that one guy's too far to the right, you're never gonna get him. Yeah, that one's that's the most tricky out of all of them, but it's not that hard when you know what you're doing. All right, last one, Batmobile. But the villains. Now, I don't think they've confirmed any of the actual villains that are going to be in the Season of Infamy, but people have, of course, you know, with a lot of games that have DLC, they've looked at the game files, and they've looked at the Season Pass, and they've found that the supposed, you know, take this with a grain of salt, I don't think these are, probably odds are, these are subject to change, I think it's pretty much safe to say. But the villains, if I can remember, there's like 6 of them, and they are Mr. Freeze, which... Oh, right, dive bomb. Dirt. Oh, I'm still not gonna reach it. Let's start that over again. Yeah, my fault. Anyway, but the villains are gonna be Mr. Freeze, Mad Hatter, Ra's al Ghul, if I can think. What else? Killer Croc is actually going to be one of the villains, and hopefully, as I mentioned before, I was hoping Killer Croc would kind of have a part in the main story, but unfortunately he didn't. So hopefully his side mission, or his most wanted thing, has enough of what I wanted. Or at least has something of what I wanted. Hopefully. But, let's see, that's like 4 people. It's like 4 villains there. Let's see. What's another villain that they were announcing? Alright, there we go. Let's see. Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Mad Hatter, Ra's al Ghul. Don't know if I already said. Oh, I already said that one. I'm just trying to go off the list again. There's only 2 more. They're all in the evidence room. I might go back to that. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to the evidence room just for this, but let me see. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. The other one is gonna be Black Mask, and then there's those are the 5 returning villains that have already been in the Arkham series that are coming back for the season pass. But there's actually one villain, if this leaked information for the season pass is to be believed.
By getting close without
it's
being detected,
going the new villain that they're going to introduce is Prometheus, which I don't know too much about his character, but from what I know, the little I know, he's pretty much Batman. He's like pretty much another, Batman. He's very, very strong. He's very, very skilled. He's pretty much, like I said, he's pretty much like Batman. He's like 1-to-1. Now the other thing I know about Prometheus, is, okay, dude. Yeah, sometimes it gets like this. You have to kind of circle around them a few times so you can actually save them. But
you're safe now. I'll send someone to pick you
up.
up.
You tell me you're gonna find Scarecrow. That son of a bitch needs to be stopped.
Yeah, I did. I did get the rec gun. Yeah, I did. Thanks for pointing that out, though. It's nice to see that you know that. Yeah, you can, like I mentioned at that part, you can pick that thing up at any time. But, yeah. There's another gadget you can pick up at any time. I forget which one it is, though. I think there's another gadget you can pick up, like, at kind of a random time. Yeah, it's not. Oh, I know what it is. It's the freeze blast grenade. The freeze blast grenade is the one gadget that you can you can go throughout the entire game and not get. I mean, that's what I did first time I played through. But because for some odd reason the freeze grenades are hidden the freeze grenade is like hidden, but you can pick it up at any time during the story. I'll show it off when we get to it.
I need to use
but
antennas to identify the microwave
but yeah, what I know about
across Gotham.
Prometheus is his story. Basically, he's basically a reverse Batman origin story. Because with Batman, you know, he was Bruce Wayne. His parents got killed, and he decided, you know what, this stuff can't be tolerated. Crime like this shouldn't exist. I'm going to be the one to take care of it.
Ace chemicals.
That's
so where Scarecrow's producing the toxin. Jim, I've traced the fear toxin.
I don't know, man. You might be the only one watching the stream right now. Hold on a second. Let me back out. I don't know. My thing's saying that there's like 4 people watching the stream, but I don't know. That could be wrong. But
hold off until I get there, Jim.
I don't know. Hey, if you are, man, thanks for tuning in. But yeah. But basically, he's a reverse Batman. There we go. But basically, he's a reverse Batman because instead of being born into wealth and you know, having a wealthy family and, you know, having good morals and everything, Prometheus was born into, you know, like the criminal underworld, and he was a criminal who basically, well, I don't think he was himself was a criminal. I think he was still a kid at this point in time, but he was born in, his parents were criminals, from what I think they were both criminals, and instead of his parents getting gunned down by a criminal, Prometheus's parents, I don't know his real name, Prometheus' parents were gunned down by cops. So, you know, it's like the exact opposite origin story of Batman. And I might have accidentally knocked out the dude. Oh, yeah, nice. Okay. But yeah, he's basically the reverse Batman. Pretty much as most reverse as you can get, so. But, you referring to, Arkham Knight or some other one? Well, at least not yet, anyway. But, yeah. So, that's the leaked list for the Season of Infamy, as they'll call it, and if you ask me, I think, because the DLC that's coming out for October in the Season Pass, and just coming out eventually in general, the DLC that's coming up is is another Batmobile. It's based off of the, it's based off the 60s show. I think it was the 1960s, it might have been the 1960s show. I don't remember the exact year or anything, but it's based off the 60s show. It's based off the, okay, Arkham Knight, okay, that's what I thought. I was thinking, like, wait, the Xbox One is gonna have backwards compatibility, but yeah, no, hasn't come out yet. Oh, barely got out of it. But, yeah, eventually, if when that backwards compatibility comes out, December, I think they're pretty much saying, you probably will be able to play, other Arkham games on there. That'd be very nice. But the DLC we have coming out this month is another Batmobile. It's based off of the 60s show, the Adam West show, as most people probably know it as. And we're going to be getting, not a Batman skin, because we already have an Adam West Batman skin in this game. Or at least the PS4 version does. The Xbox One version is going to, I don't know if the Xbox One version has gotten the DLC quite yet. I do know that the PS4 got the Batman deal, what the crap? Okay, dude. Alright, that was freaking weird. I don't know if any of you saw that. The freaking Batmobile, I think, just flipped over and landed into the water. And then I guess, I was too busy reading the comment off of my phone, but I guess it like spawned back onto land. So, oh man. Yeah, weird stuff like that happens sometimes. Alright, where are we going? Oh, right, we're going to, Ace Chemicals. I see. Alright. I've been streaming for at least maybe a good 3 or so hours right now. I'm thinking I might kind of start kind of closing the stream a little bit. I don't think I'll close it just yet, but I think I'll kind of put the story on hold for now, because the Ace Chemicals part. Okay. Yeah, so I think for now the story of this in this Let's Play is going to be put on hold, because the Ace Chemicals section is the next part of the game that's coming up, and it's a pretty good chunk of this part of the game, and some interesting stuff is going to happen. So
I guess Scarecrow gave you the slip. You broke my wrist for nothing.
But yeah, so I think I'm not gonna close the stream quite yet. I think I'm just gonna kind of have things quiet down a little bit. But
what are you doing here, Ryder?
Hey, how's
yeah. So basically, we have a skin for Catwoman coming out, and a skin for Robin coming out that are based off of the 60s show. And we're going to be getting the Batmobile from the 60s show, as well as 2 racetracks based off of the that time period, or the show, and whatever.
Quid pro quo,
so, and then we're going to be getting another Arkham episode. This time it's going to be for Catwoman, and what's going to be interesting is we're going to be controlling Catwoman, and we're going after the Riddler again. Now, obviously, I'm sure it's not going to be as crazy Riddler stuff as the main game, obviously. Especially considering how short the DLC is probably going to end up being, inevitably. But we're basically going to be Catwoman taking revenge on the Riddler, because as well section, which I'll probably do next part, whenever I start another part of this Let's Play, is basically what it will do is okay. Freaking phones having a hard time doing that. So wait, what's this say? By the way, I play the game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're talking about, how you can go back to the guy back here, and, yeah. I already slammed his head into the bars, last time I was here.
Hey, Batman! I guess Scarecrow gave you the slip. You broke my wrist for nothing! He's got plans for you, Batman. You and all your friends.
Yeah, that was pretty nice they put that in there. I like that. Yeah, that's the second thing. If you already knocked him out by slamming his head into the bars, if you go up to him and hit square in the PS4's case, what happens is yeah, really. Basically, what happens if you go up to him and do it again is you just kind of threaten him, and he knocks himself out. You can't do it. You can't do anything to him again after the first 2 times you do it, but you know, at least you can do it for the 2 times. But yeah, but yeah, we're gonna be getting a Catwoman story for the DLC, so there's that. That's I'm looking forward to it, but odds are it's gonna be short. But it'll be interesting regardless, how short it is, to see what they do with it. But, and it'll be nice to be able to control Catwoman in more story type of environment, considering, none of the side characters really got a whole lot of, time in this, other than, like, Robin, which we'll see later, probably got the most, but opposed to, like, Catwoman and Nightwing, which are just, like, side missions and everything. Let me check. Okay. Let's check the battery life on my headset. It's not as low as I thought it might be. My controller is still at full charge, but it's because I've had it plugged in this entire time. But, and then the last thing of DLC we're getting for October is some more challenge maps. So, did delay Israel? Okay, but yeah. And I've brought this up a few other times. There's going to be an update that Arkham Knight's going to be getting. I think it's going to be coming out this. I don't know exactly if there's going to be like 2 updates for this, but there's going to, in general, there's going to be an update. It might be spread across 2 different updates, but it's basically going to be adding because people have been asking for they've been asking for 2 things involving the challenge maps. Basically, they've been asking for the ability to play as different characters and the ability to play as different characters in any of the challenge maps. Now, when they did the what's called the Crime Fighter Challenge packs, which they're they've released 2 of them, and they're going to be releasing a 3rd one this month as well. What they're basically what those are, they're challenge maps for like Robin, Catwoman, Nightwing. They're just kind of mixing, matching, just giving the Batmobile, and they're kind of just mixing and matching stuff. And then the update is going to add the ability to use any characters. So like all the characters that are already in the game. So basically, Batman, Robin, Catwoman, Nightwing, Azrael, those 5 characters that are already in the game, you're going to be able to use them in any of the challenge maps, opposed to just being restricted to their own challenge map. And that also includes the 3 DLC characters we have, which are Batgirl, Red Hood, and Harley Quinn. If you have those, if you have this Red Hood, Harley Quinn story packs, and the Batgirl DLC, if you have those are about to get a little bit more value, because before, really, it was just like a one-and-done thing. It was the only time you could play as them was in their own stories, and it's a shame they were kind of short. But now you're going to be able to use them a little bit more, because you're going to be able to use them in challenge maps. But yeah, and that's all I can think of for that's really going to be happening this month. But if you were to ask me, the Season of Infamy is probably going to be happening. So let's see, we have like 3 more months worth of. Hold on. Well, this is October, so we have November and December. So we only have like 2 more months? Yeah, we only have 2 more months in this year. So I'd imagine if the leaked season pass information is to be believed, we're getting 6 villains. So I'd imagine the way this might play out is next month we're going to be getting 3 of those villains next month, and then December we're going to be getting the last 3 villains. And then we might be getting maybe another Batmobile for those 2 months, maybe. And either. I don't know if they're going to be. Considering the Season of Infamy is going to be pretty heavy story-based stuff. I think after the Catwoman Arkham episode comes out, I think they're pretty much going to be done with the Arkham episodes. Which, alright, whatever. We have 5 of them, so. But, so I think the Catwoman one might be the last one, because it'd be kind of weird to release, this small little story thing with the other story stuff we're going to be getting. So, I think we're going to have a good amount of stories for both months. And we might have a Batmobile next to, in those months as well. And we might have a, Crime Fighter Challenge Pack 4 and 5. And that will probably be the last DLC we get for this game. But that's what I think. And that's probably the way it will play out, but who knows, I don't think they've really confirmed, like, an official list of the villains, so that might actually change, and who knows, they could bring back some other villain that was leaked, but it wasn't confirmed, so, Well, also, they've said that we're getting a Batsuit that's going to be based off of the Dark Knight movies, or the Christopher Nolan movies, so the Dark Knight trilogy. We are getting a costume off of that, but we're not going to be getting it till December, which isn't that far away now, but it's, still a ways. But, so that's going to be nice to use, so we can finally use one of those suit along with the tumbler. But alright, so how far are we into this? Alright, 9%. Alright,
Cash said it was his anyway.
Technically, everything in here belongs to him.
I won't argue with that.
Yeah, they're talking about the fact that I took the red gun from the case back here. Yeah, it belonged to me. Look at that. It has my name right on it. It has my name right on it. I'm pretty sure it belongs to me. But yeah, so yeah, the leaked list of villains that are going to be returning, because people have gone into the game files and everything and seen the DLC files and everything from, as I said before, and the villains that are supposedly going to be in the season of Infamy are Ra's al Ghul, Killer Croc, let me go around here, Mad Hatter, Mr. Freeze, Black Mask, and then one that is not in here. It's going to be a new villain that's going to be making his debut in the Arkham series, Prometheus. So, but yeah, if this list ends up holding true, there's a lot of villains that are coming back, they're supposedly coming back, that are really interesting choices. Like Mr. Freeze. I don't know how they're going to bring him back, considering, Arkham City pretty much, they aren't really, against each other anymore, but I don't know, it'd be interesting how they kind of bring him back. And who says he's going to be a villain? I mean, he might not be a villain, although, he might be, considering it's a season of Infamy, but he is technically a villain, but, he's more one of the, he's a complicated guy. I mean, if you've seen his backstory and everything, but, Black Mask, will be an interesting one to see come back, what they're going to do with him. I'm sure that one's going to have some tie-ins with Origins, storyline and everything, which that would be interesting. And I know that's going to be like, oh, Origins, whatever, to some people, but, whatever, I liked it. Ra's al Ghul is going to be another interesting one that they bring back, because, he died, spoiler, at the, end of, pretty much the end of Arkham City. But, as, pretty much a thing we know with we associate with that character is the fact that, he never truly dies. But, I don't know. I mean, they may keep him dead for this universe because, this universe is somewhat grounded in reality. Not as much as the Nolan movies, but, still to an extent. But, yeah, I don't know. But, and odds are if Ra's is coming back, Talia might come back too. So, that'd be interesting to see what they do with that. I don't know. And Croc is going to come back, and I've mentioned, hopefully, my thoughts on that is basically, I hope they do at least somewhat what I wanted them to do in the main story that they didn't end up putting in the main story. So hopefully in his most wanted thing, they do, they make references to, like, Scarecrow not being very, wanting to kill him, or at least not being very fond of him, But I don't know, I just want to see that chemistry between those two characters, because, obviously it has to be there, because, one of them almost killed the other one, so obviously something has to go on. Mad Hatter coming back, that is, that would be an okay, one. I mean, that's nothing, not quite like any of the other ones, because most of these are interesting choices, like Mr. Freeze, and, all these other ones that are just gonna be interesting to see what they do. And of course, Mad Hatter's gonna be interesting to see how they do everything. Mad Hatter's probably gonna be a really creepy one, because in Origins, his stuff in Origins was not so much creepy. It was just kind of puzzle based a little bit, and some of the stuff is kind of challenging in Origins a little bit with his stuff. But I hope they because Mad Hatter, his whole deal is he's kind of like Scarecrow a little bit. He has like he pretty much hypnotizes people, and he kind of that's kind of his whole deal. So he kind of has somewhat of a similar thing to Scarecrow, where he kind of has hallucination type stuff and everything. So I don't know. Hopefully they can kind of make him make the visuals and everything in his little story. Hopefully they can make some kind of creepy imagery and everything. That'd be kind of cool to see. But yeah, if it ends up being the final list, I think it'll be fine. But I would like to see Bane come back. I'm surprised they kind of wouldn't bring him back, but as
One stuffed bear
this
and
says.
canister of Titan formula, owned by Bane, aka Unknown. We had to let Bane loose after the Arkham City fallout. Guy was messed up anyway. Serious Titan withdrawal. My guess, he's off somewhere getting clean, and he's not going to be happy when he comes back.
So yeah, apparently he went through Titan withdrawal and everything. So I don't know. They could end it there with him, but I don't know. They could also bring him back if they wanted to. But other than that, I don't think there's really anybody else in here that really needs to come back. But the choices that they have made according to the leak list make sense why they are at least logical things as to why they would come back. But Joker obviously isn't coming back. He's dead. Deadshot, they could bring him back, but whatever. They do. If they don't, I guess they just don't. But Electrocutioner, they're not gonna bring back because, again, spoiler, if you played Origins, he dies, so he's dead. Anarchy, what's interesting about him is, as the little tape here says, he didn't die or anything. He just disappeared. Nobody knows where he is or anything. So I guess if they wanted to also choose him, I guess they could choose that. Could have chose him. Ventrilo, because I know a lot of people have been wanting to see him in these games, but I don't know if they're going to. There's another one around here. Yeah, Great White Star. I don't know if they're gonna do. I don't know if they would have really considered doing him either. This is kind of a thing that's just there as a reference, as like a background element, but yeah. All right.
I heard those statues are pretty rare.
Well, they're easy to find. It's collecting them that's the problem.
Talk about the Riddler trophies. Yeah, finding them is relatively easy, somewhat. Some of them are really crazy to find, but yeah. All right. Let me go back out. Let me go back in. Oh man. So yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, well, that's overall percentage. I was about to say, wait, we're not 5%, we're 9%, but that's accounting for like overall percentage. But yeah, so yeah, we've taken care of one of the 4 Arkham episodes. We'll take care of the other Arkham episodes after we've finished the story, which we're approaching a quarter way through the story already. But yeah, next time we continue the story, we're gonna continue with Ace Chemicals, which is a pretty cool part of the game. It's the one part that's kind of been advertised a okay amount. So, but it's a pretty cool part of the game, and it's one of those parts of the game. It's a part of games like this that where it's one of those one and done type of things, to where like you go there, you do all these different events and everything, and then you go back and like the place blows up or something, and or whatever, and you can't go back to it. But and that's what happens to Ace Chemicals. By the end of that segment, we're not going to be able to go back there. But it's basically like in Arkham City. Wonder Tower was basically that type of area. Once you completed the part that involved Wonder Tower in the story, then you couldn't go back there. Origins kind of had an area like that. Was Blackgate Prison. The game begins and ends there, and once you just go in free roam, you can't go back there. Which is weird, considering it shows Blackgate Prison is shown on the map of Origins, but you just can't go there. Then again, in this game, you can see Arkham City off in the distance, or like next to one of the islands of the city, and you can see what would be Arkham City on the game's map, but you cannot actually go there. So Arkham Asylum really didn't have anything like that. But yeah, so yeah, next part, part 2 is going to be pretty intense with the Ace Chemicals and everything. And I had no intention of this first part going on this long. I mean, I know it's a live stream, but I'm also intending this to be like a part 1 playthrough on YouTube and stuff. So who knows? Now this might end up being 2 parts, because if YouTube ends up because I don't know if I'm necessarily allowed to upload videos that are over 2 hours long, so they might have it to where, it cuts the video in half, so I might get like 2, maybe 3 parts out of this one stream. But now at the beginning of the stream, I tried to do a method where you take PS4 and you take video clips every 15 minutes, and then you can go back and like upload those, or just edit them together to make 20-minute long parts or whatever. That didn't happen. So hopefully this live stream turns out okay. But yeah, I don't think there's much I can really do more without continuing the story, and I'm just kind of I feel like this is a good place to stop for the time being. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Seriously, man. Seriously, guys. So if you want to keep up to date, this is basically the part where I frickin' plug all my frickin' stuff in. If you want to keep up to date with this Let's Play and everything, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you do that, considering I'm streaming through YouTube as well, you should probably be notified when I go live as well, so you can keep up to date with that. So go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if this Let's Play is interested you. Interested you. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe to it. I apologize if this ends up being like a 4-hour video, but whatever. We had fun doing this first part, and there is still more to come. We still have more due in terms of story, and then after that we got a little bit more due. We still got side missions and everything. Which side missions, I probably won't do really any of the side missions until the story's done, just because I want to get the story, just focus on the story and everything. So, all that stuff. But yeah, so go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll keep up to date and everything. And I do have a Twitch channel, but I don't know when the next time I'll use that is. I do intend on using it, but with Twitch streams, I don't intend from this point on to make YouTube videos from those live streams. If I'm going to do a live stream on Twitch, it's just going to be a live stream. It's just going to be a one and done type of thing. My Twitch name is Super Shadow 676. It's the same thing as my PSN name. And I've mentioned this in a previous video of mine. Is I have a PS4 community. So if you know where to do, have all that stuff, then you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, no big deal. Just go ahead. It's not like it really will give you as much update on like the parts and everything. If you want to stay updated with the parts, the YouTube subscription and subscribe to my YouTube channel is the way to go. But yeah, I don't know when the next part will be. I won't try to keep you waiting, you guys waiting too long for the next part. Obviously I want to, keep this going at a, relatively good pace. But yeah, just kind of rambling on now. But yeah, so this was fun. This was a pretty good first thing, first part here. But so yeah, just like I said, go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel, keep updated. That's probably the best way you can keep updated with this. And like I said, I don't know how often these parts are gonna come out. Let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna do one tomorrow night. I doubt I'm gonna do one tomorrow night. I don't know if I'm gonna do one tomorrow at all. Maybe not, considering this has been like 4 hours. So it kind of covers both days almost. But I don't think I'll have you guys waiting till next weekend. I wouldn't, it wouldn't be great if I had to, wait till next weekend or this coming weekend to do the next part. But I might end up waiting that long, just so I have as much time as I can to do this. But alright, I guess that's where I'll stop. But yeah, you'll be able to rewatch all this on my YouTube channel. I'll see what I can do, make sure nothing gets screwed up and everything. But yeah, so thank you all for joining me, and yeah, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you guys next time. And hope you guys stay till join me next part. So let's see. See y'all. See you guys next time. Have a good night and take care.